Camera time, VJ.
What's up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Come talk some NBA draft with us.
I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
As the great Merrill Reese just said, let the celebration begin. NBA draft here, first round. The Dallas Mavericks are on their clock. I got an echo.
We do got an echo.
It's the same culprit as it always is, Mr. No Heaton. That's Mr. No Heaton. Luke Brown. I'm Greg Milwakovic, joining you here to kick off our NBA draft coverage here on A2D Wednesday nights. We are brought to you by our doc, make him yours, Dr. Paul Vidal. Specialized Physical Therapy. You can find him right there on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Tell him the boys from A2D Radio sent you. He'll take care of you. Well, boys, we're here. The NBA draft
Finally.
is here. Felt like Tyrese Halliburton just ruptured his ACL or his Achilles, and now we're here at the NBA draft. Only in the NBA does that happen within the same week, right? I mean, the NHL is not too far behind, but the NBA just loves to be the center of attention, loves to think that everyone wants to talk about them. And here we are, right? We're talking about them. Later in the show, we'll answer a poll question. There's no sense of having a poll question to start the draft, so we'll end the show with our poll question. We'll mix it around a little bit. Dallas is officially on the clock with the number one pick. Obviously, everyone knows it is going to be Cooper Flagg, but they are on the clock. The Sixers are picking 3, where everybody says the draft is going to begin there. Right, the intrigue around what the Sixers do is where the draft begins, and I think the Sixers, Luke and Noah, I think the Sixers are in an interesting spot here with what's happened in the last week. Right, Tyrese Halliburton blows out his Achilles. That's now 2 superstars, whatever you want to call them, between him and Jason Tatum that are going to be out for all of next year. Right, and the Sixers, as we kind of have talked about over the last month or so, are in an interesting scenario where they can draft for now and also the future at the same time. Right, the Sixers, if healthy, is not crazy to think that they could get 10 for an Eastern Conference title next year because of what's happened over the last week. Luke, Noah, what do you guys say?
I mean, I agree. I think that Ace Bailey definitely screwed us over a bit. And we won't really get into it because it seems like we're probably not going to pick him. So why talk about a guy we're not going to pick? You hate to see what happened the way it happened. No, I mean, if we pick him, we'll obviously talk about it. But I don't know. I think he screwed us because originally he was a threat to go at 3. So now when you look at it, really, there's no threat for anyone to go trade up to get Ace with us because he said out loud he doesn't want to be traded here. He doesn't want to be traded or picked here. He doesn't want to be picked in Utah, and he doesn't want to be picked in Charlotte. So those are the 2 picks after you. So really, no one's going to be calling for Ace Bailey at 3 anyway. So he just completely screwed us. Even if we weren't going to pick him, he screwed our leverage entirely too. For a trade down spot. So I don't know. I think we're pretty much headed in one direction right now, whether for right or for wrong. I feel like it's just going to be VJ. So we'll talk about it if and when that happens, but it seems like going into the night, that's the most likely scenario. VJ Edgecombe.
No, what are your thoughts before we get up on the clock?
Well, the Sixers are in a very interesting I mean, look at it. Heading into the season, I mean, they were more or less predicted to be an Eastern Conference contender, right? At least be in the mix. Well, that couldn't have gone any more sideways, losing 58 games, having, Paul George and Embiid for the most part miss most of the season. All right. And so injuries were a big problem. And really, if you're the Sixers front office, yes, you have those injuries you alluded to Halliburton and Tatum.
Yep, Jason Tatum. Yep.
All right, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the Sixers could be an immediate contender again next year and just, pull a 180 here and turn it right around. I don't see this team going from 58 losses and immediately having a chance to win 50, 55, 60 games and be a contender in the East. I just think there's so many problems with this roster right now.
The biggest problem is health.
Well,
right. If they're healthy with this Eastern Conference, they're a top 3 seed with these.
2 or 3.
But they're not going to be healthy. They're not going to be healthy.
Can you really count on Embiid to be healthy?
No.
I can't. I don't think anybody here.
We're in a dream scenario here. We're draft day, right? Everything can change. Where's our Sonny? Is Daryl Morey going to be Sonny Weaver Jr.?
I think what Chuck said is kind of what I kind of agree in that you wouldn't be mad at VJ at 3, but you're not super excited about it. VJ, we can wait to talk about him until we pick him if we do pick him. But to me, like he is a tremendous role player, which in fact we really do need. I'm like very open and honest about that. We really need gritty role players around here. I just question the value of picking that kind of guy at 3. That's where I draw back a bit, but he's going to be a great role player. And we talk about parity in the NBA, like 7 different champions in 7 years. The only 3 guys since 2020 to have multiple championships, the only 3 guys in the entire league to have multiple championships since 2020, Alex Caruso, KCP, and Drew Holiday. So you're talking about those, like that's what wins now. But I don't think that so I don't think that we're ever going to say like, oh my God, VJ Edgecombe just won us that playoff series. I don't think we're ever going to say that. But we are a team with a desperate need of a player like VJ Edgecombe. So you can't hate the pick.
Right.
I just don't know if he's going to be a star. I don't feel fully confident in that.
Well, I agree
again, people compare him to Alex Caruso and then they hate on him. One thing scares me with VJ is that we as fans go into this and compare him to someone like Alex Caruso, and then with the 3rd pick, by picking him, we automatically expect him to be someone like an all-star level player. And that's just not going to happen. Like, we need to go into this, if it is VJ Edgecombe, to say, all right, it's VJ Edgecombe. We got a tremendous role player who has the ability to be that level player, like an Alex Caruso, like a Drew Holiday, like those guys I was just saying, KCP, that level of talent. And if we go into it with that expectation, I think we'll be happy. But I'm scared for the fan base because they're going to see, okay, VJ Edgecombe at 3, he's not a star. Oh, my God, what a bust he is. And that's why I don't love the pick at 3, but let's adjust our expectation.
I mean, for me, I want Trey Johnson. But
me too. But he would be a great trade down guy. He would, and now it makes a lot of sense to trade down because guys like Fears are jumping up boards. So I feel like Fears might go in the top 5 or 6. So if Fears goes in the top 5 or 6 and Khan seemingly is going to go in the top 5, at that point to trade down, I feel pretty comfortable that a guy like Trey is going to be there at 7. I feel very comfortable he would be there at 7. But I don't think you could trade down because I don't think anyone's willing enough to trade all the way up to 3 because they know that they don't have to.
Yeah, and unless you push the envelope. Right, unless you think that truly Ace is the most talented prospect and you just can't let him go. Because I agree with you, because I've been there too, right? The Ace is, in theory, the pick at 3. VJ, Trey, Khan, whoever else you look at, the value there at 3 just isn't there, right? Or just you wouldn't hate it, but you're also like, we might have reached, right? We might have reached there. And not that they won't be competitive, not that they won't be role, have a role on this team, but that spot at 3 just seems too high for anybody outside of Ace, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they call everyone's bluff, right? Maybe they just think, all right, this dude just got a hack agent. He's just playing games, but he is truly the most talented, and we just can't let this talent go. It's going to be interesting, right? We got
or the other aspect of it. The other aspect of it is like, hey, we'll pick him, but you're calling our bluff. All right, we'll pick him. Now we're open to business. Let's make a trade. That to me would be a very Daryl Morey like move.
Yeah.
To be like, I like VJ Edgecombe a lot as a prospect. I'm not feeling like I'm getting the most out of this asset with the 3rd pick. Let me pick Ace Bailey. I know that there's a ton of teams that have talked to him and a ton of teams that like him. So now let me get on the phone after we have him now officially and let's talk. I think that is – I don't think it's likely at all, but it would be a very Daryl Morey-like move to just throw his nuts on the table and just say, all right, you don't think I'm going to pick him? I'm going to pick him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is likely, right? Because we've seen that's how the NBA works, right? Especially when you're talking about the Sixers are going to save their ass, right? Daryl Morey is going to make sure and protect his ass by taking the best player. And then if that ends up, if Trey Johnson, Ace, or VJ or Khan get to Washington, now we're like, all right, let's do something here. Let's make us both happy, and we don't have to necessarily reach, per se, for one of those other guys that we really like as well. And you guys still get Ace.
Yeah. But my thing with Ace, and I thought I'd have to defend myself by saying this, doesn't seem like it based off the chat. I think the highest star, like if you're talking highest ceiling or whatever, I think it's Trey Johnson. I really, really do. If you're talking about like taking a swing and whatever that might be, I get it. The fit's not great.
He's the best shooter in the draft.
The fit is not great, and that's what everyone will come up with as like, the fight against picking Trey Johnson. I understand that, but let's be honest. Past 2, you can come up with a negative with every single prospect there is. So I really, really like the idea of going up, getting a guy who, to me, has the highest upside because guess what? People talk about how good of an on-ball player Ace Bailey is. You know who's a better on-ball player than him? Trey Johnson. He proved it against higher level of competition, and he was more successful. And he put that team on his back. There was not a single pro player that he played with that entire time. And we're probably going to see Dylan Harper go right here.
Anybody?
That would be nuts.
Nope. Dylan it too.
All right, real quick, shout out to John Malmos, man. Get better soon, man.
Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm glad things are starting to look up for you. But get better. We wish you a full recovery, man.
Yep.
Well, look, let's obviously our top 2 here. Luke, this is your top 10 going into tonight. Our top 2 are gone right now. Here we go. Sixers are on the clock. And the number 3.
Right. I feel like the way that this is listed out, I think Trey has maybe not a higher ceiling than Ace, just because Ace is more size, but Trey's going into the league with a lot more proven talent. So I trust in his ceiling a lot more than I trust in Ace's ceiling. And I think Trey's ceiling is extremely high. So I really like Trey. I think VJ, again, is like a great role player. And you can shit on Alex Caruso all you want, and guys like Drew Holiday and guys like KCP. They're the only guys in the league, again, with 2 or more rings since 2020. And I get it. They might not be the reason that they won a championship, but they don't win a championship without those guys. So if it's VJ Edgecombe, we've been clamoring for athletes and guys who can run up and down the floor and lock up defensively. So it kind of feels wrong to shit on a pick that gives us that, but are you really making the most out of having the 3rd pick in the draft?
Yeah, and we'll find out here, right? 4.5 minutes ago, Dylan Harper was obviously a dream scenario. That would have been really nice. I Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it, right? What's that fit with the Spurs? Obviously, the Spurs are going to make it work. But what's that fit? What's that fit look like?
Right, and that
no Pop this year too, right? Like no more Pop, right? So how much trust do the Spurs have in their new coaching staff to make this?
I'm happy you went there too.
With a whole bunch of guys that kind of like with the Sixers in that same position. If you end up going and drafting VJ, right? You go draft VJ, and you have a bunch of guys that are all in that same size, that same type of style of play. So it'll be interesting to see what the Spurs do.
What's up, Don? Don checking in from Detroit. I guess it's weird not seeing his Pistons picking in the top 5.
I think a lot of times people also talk about fit when I just don't think you're watching. I just don't think you're watching basketball. And then people are like, we need a power forward or we need a small forward. You just proved to me that you just didn't watch basketball the entire playoffs. There's not a power forward or small forward out there. Now, that doesn't mean that the power forward's dead. It just means that you don't need a certain position, right? You just play to your strengths. I don't feel like anyone's drafting for need anymore now anyway. It's positionless basketball. So no one's sitting up here and being like, oh, we need a power forward. That's not why you would pick Ace Bailey. Let's be completely honest. And so if it's Trey.
Right, Don? All right. Yeah, Dottie.
Yeah, there we go.
What's up, Rye?
What's good? I had to run my ass out of work and hop in the shower real fast, but I made it. There's 2 minutes to spare here.
Wait, there's showers? Showers are required?
I needed a shower, man. I don't know about you. It's fucking hot outside.
It is hot. I've been inside all day, so no, I don't need a shower.
I'm sweating my ass off at work, dude. It's like 90 degrees in my building. It's wild.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Here we go. 2 minutes.
2 minutes left. Yeah, Johnny, we're thinking about you, brother. Trade down to 7 with New Orleans, get their pick at 23. Don't know who to take at 7, but Will Riley, 23, 7-foot center from PSU. You're talking loose.
I like Will Riley. I like that a lot. I think he's low floor, low ceiling. Or sorry, high floor, low ceiling.
I wanted we were going through our opening, but I wanted to get this comment from Nick. It says Sixers will suck no matter who they draft. In other news, though, Cooper Flagg's parents live around the corner from me. That's awesome, Nick. Eddie chimed in earlier. What's up, Eddie? Chucks was in here. Poe's in here. Obviously, we see Johnny Malmos. John, I would love for them to find a way to get out of Paul George, but I'm not attaching 3 to it unless I'm getting a top 5 one back, right? And that's not happening. Pove likes Trey as well. David Nava over there on X says anybody but Ace.
I agree with that. All in on anybody but Ace.
Mike Collins, Trey Johnson's the best pure shooter. We need that. We do.
I don't know, man. I would just be shocked if it's anything other than VJ right now.
And B just signed an extension. Did that really happen?
Last summer.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I'm like, another one. What are we doing? Lifetime contract.
Like, holy smokes.
Yeah,
lifetime contract.
He's got the LeBron contract.
All right, the fact that we're going under 30 seconds on the clock, I feel something's going on.
It's in.
What's up, Billy? Boston's on a selling spree. Who goes next, Derek White or Jaylen Brown?
Derek White.
Everything you guys have said, I wanted Harper, but think VJ could be a good fit. Yeah, I don't know the fit, but he'll play.
Best fit's Khan right now. I would love that.
The pick is in, boys.
I like the way he's dressed. I'll say that.
Who, Ace?
VJ.
Oh. Sorry. I'm all Ace baby up here. I'm not saying we keep it, right? I'm just saying I think that's the name coming out of our mouth.
We're going to fuck this up again.
We are, because how do you not know?
Absolutely going to get screwed up. Absolutely going to screw it up, for sure.
How do we not know? I just see a bust with VJ. Mike, I'm not going to say bust, but I don't see star. right? Like,
yeah, but
I see like role. I don't see bust though, because I think I think defensively alone saves him from being a bust. But to your point, top 3, top 5. Jay, every Monday night, there's Eagles talk. There's not much to talk about right now. Damn
you guys see it? Yeah.
Damn it.
VJ.
Well, it's
right.
VJ.
Yep.
All right.
We expected that.
We expected it. I don't say damn it because I don't like VJ, right? I don't dislike what he brings. I just don't think what he brings is valuable at 3. Right? Again, we talked about this.
He's not a star. He's not a star. And again, there's not. I don't think here. I don't think we're ever going to, especially in the next 2 years, walk away from a playoff series and say, wow, VJ Edgecombe just won us that playoff series. But going back to what I said, those kind of guys have a lot to do with winning now. And there's no parity in the NBA. And you need these kind of glue guys. I would have liked to go a different direction. But I think that this is a guy, if us as a fan base allows him to be the player that he is, I think he's a guy that could be a role player here for a damn long time. And he does a lot of things here that we ask all our kinds of athletes to do. Just give a damn about winning. I have no ifs, ands, or buts about him with that. Like, he's going to give a damn.
For sure.
And I think and that's where I'll draw the line with all these Ace Bailey people. If after all of this crap, if you still want Ace Bailey here, you are just not a Philadelphia fan, or so we claim ourselves to be. These like people that just love guys who will do whatever it takes to win day in, day out. I feel like this is that kind of guy. Is he a star? Probably not, but that's valuable today. That wins today. It helps star players win today.
Yeah, I mean, we don't necessarily need him to be a star, right? What we need is players that are on the roster to be healthy, and then he helps facilitate what we have. Right now, obviously.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, because we certainly don't have that with Embiid. Don't have that with Paul George. And unfortunately this year for Tyrese Maxey, he had a tough time staying healthy as well. So
I think some
of just because on Twitter right now, they're reporting that there's not planning to be a trade. They're sticking with him.
Okay.
Yeah. Very on brand for the Sixers to draft a developing shooter.
Yeah, those are.
I'm really nervous for this guy right now, though.
I am, yeah.
Because I think the fan base is just going to automatically like, oh, 3rd pick in the draft. He's going to be rookie of the year. Like, I don't think he'll ever be all NBA. I think he's going to be defensive, like all defensive first team. I think he's a tremendous, tremendous role player. But let's not run him out of the city because he's not averaging 20 points a game. Like, can we please, can we all agree to do that? That's my like number one.
It's wish. Philadelphia, Luke. We can't agree to do anything.
I know, but like, can we
Billy? I mean, good two-way player means you have to be decent 2 ways. I mean, no, again, we just drafted him. Don't want to shit on him too much, but dude can't shoot right now. Or at least he struggled in a one-on-one workout, right? So, but the motor's there. The intensity's there, the defensive ability's there. But he's obviously not starting, right? He's not going to start. No, he won't start. He shouldn't start. To your point, Luke.
I don't know. I think he
bring him along.
I think he might start.
Start over McCain?
I don't think he's going to start day one. He's not going to start. There's almost no chance of him starting day one. I think he could start as we get deeper into the season. And people bring up Quentin Grimes. I love what Quentin Grimes did at the end of last year. I think they're really paying him to be like, all right, we'll pay you, and we can't wait to use that contract to trade you. So that's what I think they're doing in the long run. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing in the long run. I don't know. I would have gone another direction. It's hard for me to say hate the pick. It's really hard.
It's expected, right, Tommy? It's expected. I'm not saying I'm thrilled, but
I'll go on a limb though. I'm gonna reach because this is how much I hate the way he handled his draft process. I truly believe that Ace Bailey screwed any chance we had at trading down because he not only did he say we don't want to trade with you, he said I don't want to be drafted by you. I don't want to be drafted by Charlotte, which is the pick after you, and I don't want to be drafted by Utah, which is the pick after them at 5. So what? There's no reason for any team there's no incentive for any team to trade all the way up to 3. So really all along it was like, okay, we have to pick VJ Edgecombe. So we'll never know what they wanted to do. But I truly believe in my heart of hearts, knowing Daryl Morey and how he uses assets as like assets and how active he is in the trade market, I truly believe that Ace Bailey screwed us with any chance we had at trading down.
No, I agree with you there.
Yeah, for sure. Also, like, Washington's at 6. Who in their right mind wants to go play in Washington?
Nobody. Ace Bailey, right?
Why? Why would you want to go play in Washington? When was the last time Washington was relevant?
He doesn't want any pressure. That's why I went to Rutgers.
Fair. He's going to have pressure.
I mean, and I'm a guy that wanted Ace, right? I'm a guy that wanted Ace. So, and I'm sitting here throwing out red flag after red flag after red flag.
He's Brandon Ingram. Like he is so scared of taking 3-pointers that he said, okay, what's the I will sacrifice $15 million so that I am on a team where I know I can take mid-range jump shots. That's how afraid he is of shooting a 3-pointer. So I ask you, in the next 2 years, is that guy going to be able to develop on our team? No. He knew he wasn't going to. He knew it. So that he went on his knees and begged and pleaded for us not to pick him. Like, I just don't understand how you could still want the guy. Not saying you should want VJ, but how are you going to clamor for Ace right now? He's so scared of taking 3-pointers that wants to go to the only 3 teams where he can do that on. And like Brandon Ingram is a great, like a good, talented player. But at the end of the day, like who's helping the Sixers right now? A guy like Alex Caruso or Brandon Ingram? Brandon Ingram is a negative on our team right now.
Current Brandon Ingram would be. Young Brandon Ingram would be.
As far as Ace Bailey goes, I don't know. I don't have a lot of confidence that he's going to have much of an NBA career at all. I don't know. He just seems.
Yeah, Eddie, I like.
He's more interested in being a celebrity than.
And we went through that with Ben Simmons, too.
Right, exactly.
Ben was more worried about the Kardashians than actually playing basketball.
Yeah.
Look, so like I'm not unhappy with the pick, right? Like again, VJ's he's a good player, right? He's he was the pick here because obviously we're going to take Ace, but it's just boring, right? And I feel like the 3rd pick in a draft shouldn't be boring. I don't know. That's just me.
I'm with you.
You're not wrong about
my guy
that.
just went right now. I wanted Khan, and Khan just went 4 to Charlotte.
Khan just went to Charlotte? Wow.
Yeah. We'll see if Danny Ainge can pull it off. I don't know. The fact that maybe the 2 best scorers in the draft are not going to be picked in the top 5 is wild.
So let's go ahead and bring back up your top 10 now. Obviously 1, 2, 5, and 6.
Yeah, we're skipping over. Skipping over 3 and 4.
3 and 4 on Luke's big board. Once we get a little further, we'll throw up his first round rankings. What's up, Chris? Sixers took VJ Edgecombe, Chris. I don't like this view though, because when I pull up a comment, we lose Ryan's face.
Hey man, it is what it is.
I like the tenacity that VJ brings and the scrappiness, but yeah, I think we may have reached a little bit there.
If we were going to reach for somebody, I would have liked Khan. This dude just shoots the lights out. Obviously, Trey Johnson does as well.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at, right, Ryan? Like, if you're going to reach, go reach for the guy that puts the ball in the bucket. Either two of them. Either one of the two.
Either of them. I would have been much happier if we would have taken Trey Johnson or Connell. Much happier.
Yep. But the reach for, no offense, but the dime a dozen type of guy, it seems very anticlimactic, right?
Yeah, again, if obviously the comps are he could be Victor Oladipo, which again, really, really good player, had a couple years there before he ended up getting hurt, but then he kind of he got hurt and he was done. But again, like, he's very athletic, guy who I could see VJ, jumping out of the gym and they'll put up some poster dunks and like he does stuff like that, but he's not going to go out there and shoot, 5 of 6 from 3 off the dimes from Tyrese, right? He's not really going to free up the middle of the floor for, Joel. It's, it's okay. It's all right.
We need more We need more fans like Pat. We need more fans like Pat who just
Tom Clan's up there. Look at that. What's the hair of the dude in the maroon? Oh my Lord.
Yeah. Again. I
like the way you're thinking, Pat.
I
like the way you're thinking.
Get a guy that doesn't have a big ego and just happened to be here, and then he follows that up with, "We don't need another personality like that. I don't want him crying because he wants 20 shots a night. Let him walk." Who's that?
He's probably talking about Ace Bailey, and he's right. We all the time, the biggest gripe the entire Sixers organization gets is like, why should we care if they don't care? And then there's a guy who's 18 years old who hasn't proven shit to anybody who's saying, I don't want to be on your team, and everyone wants him. How does that make what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm not even talking about him as a player. Forget all that. But what are we doing? I can appreciate, I'm not saying I would have done what they did tonight, but I can appreciate bringing in a guy with an extremely high work ethic who, albeit it's not like he just arrived on the scene. He was a number 5 recruit. And if you watch his Bahamas tape and not the stuff that he did in Baylor, you're going to be a lot more intrigued because there's a little bit more spacing there. Okay. And he did a lot more he did a lot more off the dribble in the FIBA stuff, more so than in college. So that makes you a little bit more excited about that. But on a team with your future being McCain and Maxey, people are like, oh, he's not going to score 20 a night. How much are there more than one basketball on the court now? What are we doing? How many guys can you possibly have on the court that are going to score 20 or more a night? How many?
Me, George, Maxey, McCain,
and Daryl's done nothing but draft well. Nothing but draft well.
No, absolutely. Again, I'm going to trust Daryl. And, like we said, this dude's just going to work hard. I'm totally down for that, right? I'm more of a baseball guy than a basketball guy. And the reason I idolized Chase Utley growing up just because of how the way, he ran through a brick wall and he played the game that way, right? There's a reason I loved TJ McConnell when he was here, right? He's just diving on the floor, going after loose balls and everything like that. So if he's going to keep doing that and just running up and down the floor every night, not giving a half-ass effort, I'm in. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Donnie's got a lot, and their names all start with the letter K. So there you go, Donnie. Pat chimes in. Him wanting to play with Brooklyn or Washington tells me he wants to be the guy. Already selfish traits, and he's not even number 1 pick. Yeah, Paul George kind of touched on that a little bit too, right? Recently this week when all this noise came out, kind of like, who do you think you are that you're calling shots?
We have Paul George calling someone out. And we want that guy. We need our heads examined. We really do. And no one's even talking about the basketball court.
We're Sixers fans. Of course we need our head examined.
Yeah, what are we doing? It takes a certain level of loser to want to beg on their freaking knees to want to play for Washington and Brooklyn. It takes a certain kind of loser to want to do that.
Billy, Paul George for Jaylen Brown swap? We're in.
I'm down.
Yeah,
Straight up?
Straight up.
I mean, I think to Paul George, everyone's immediately wants to get rid of him. I'll just say I get where you're coming from, and it's awful, and I'd rather him not be on the team. But his value can only go up because he played as few games as he possibly can, and his contract's only getting smaller by the year.
Yeah.
It really does you no good by trading him right now.
Billy says no. Don says free Laurie. That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah, thank you, Ace, for screwing us out of getting 5 and Laurie Markkinen for 3.
Yeah. I don't understand why everyone wanted PG.
Oh,
everyone
wow.
wanted a contract year. Yeah, I mean,
they do it.
Yeah, that happens, John. Well, that's Daryl, right? Daryl still believes.
I love it.
Daryl still believes in that 3 superstars, right?
And Danny Ainge. Death, taxes, and Danny Ainge. He loves doing this shit. He loves doing this shit. Wow. Honestly, I could not be happier. Go to Utah and die over there.
I can't. I hope he just sucks. I hope he's the worst player in the NBA.
That is awesome.
I hope he just rots in hell in Utah.
I feel like they might be trading it, though.
They've got to be.
To what?
They might be trading it.
Or at least he just called their bluff, right? Like
this was the most likely trade down spot anyway, was 5.
That's the best part, Bill. That's the best part.
And now we were talking about it this whole time about trading down to 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
Trey is probably going to be there because I feel like Washington might lean Fears. So,
Tommy, that's what we're saying, Tommy. If you're going to reach per se, reach for a guy that can put the ball in the bucket like Trey or Khan, who went right after us. He says, I want Trey. I'm good, though, but nobody from the Bahamas has ever been any good.
Not true. It doesn't. No. Where's Cat play? Is Cat the Bahamas or is he the
Cat's
DR?
not any good.
Oh, hey.
I don't know.
First overall pick.
He was scared to be picked and shook his head when they called.
Dominican.
I saw, dude, I was going to point it out, but I didn't want to look too much into it. He pointed at somebody and looked shocked. He did not look happy at all. Wow.
Tough shot maker.
Dominican is Cat from John. From Donnie Boy.
Yeah, Dominican. Yeah.
Yep, they just reported no trade. They have no interest in trade.
Rotten Utah, Ace.
Wow.
Utah is interesting. He's going to see
snow.
He's going to see snow like he's never seen before.
That is awesome. Honestly, that could not have worked out any better. Because now it's all right, if he ended up being great in the East and we had to lose to him every year, that would suck.
Yeah. Phillies are now 1-0, bottom 2.
Oh, sick, dude.
Buddy Hield was from Bahamas. We saying Buddy's good? Them all white women in the tournament.
Yeah.
Buddy Hield is a good shot. Is good, shot well in the playoffs. Sucked for us, right? Couldn't play in the playoffs for us. He's gonna go live with the Mormons.
Yeah, the Mormons wanted Khan. Their pick got taken at 4.
They definitely wanted Khan.
Yeah.
I didn't hear. Did anyone hear the interview?
Didn't really say anything. I kind of turned it up, but he didn't really say much. You're I'm happy to be here. Whatever.
Oklahoma buddy might have been good. Yeah.
Wow. I cannot believe that.
Clock. Let's go ahead and
Washington take Trey here.
So best available according to our own Luke
should pick Trey.
Is Trey Johnson, followed by Fears, Malich, Queen, and Murray Boyles. Why do I feel like I don't know who Murray Boyles is? Where did
Murray Boyles is one of those guys where he committed to the wrong school. He went to South Carolina.
That's
but if he played around, he's not an all-star. He's just an all-star level role player. He's going to be a great defensive player, has a ton of facilitating skills. He just can't shoot a lick. At all, but he can do everything else at a high level. So I feel if you're a team like Phoenix, or I'm trying to think down there towards like 9-10 area. I think that makes a lot more sense. I like him a lot as a role player. If he played around talent in the NBA, he'd be seen, or in college, he'd be a higher draft pick.
Minute left here for Washington. A lot of trades going on. Drew Holiday traded. Porzingis traded. I know there's another one that I missed off the top of my head.
Kevin Durant.
CJ McCollum traded.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, that's a big one. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Kevin Durant.
Yeah, the best player got traded to Houston.
And I know Luke was just talking about Phoenix, right? So Phoenix could be looking to use some of these picks to restock. Not that they're going to get Kevin Durant, right? But now they get to kind of reload around Devin Booker.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The way that this board fell too, with guys like Trey going 6-7, and it stings. It stings. I just feel like they didn't get the most out of the asset. But in Daryl's case, and I feel like for context purposes, we're going to have to remember this when we look back, there was really no spot for them to trade down because of what Ace did.
Yes.
So it's hard. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like VJ was going to be there at 5 either. There's no way of that happening. So I feel like we have to, as fans, hang our hat on Daryl really, really liked somebody, and he went out there and got him. And the last few times he's done that, that has really worked out for us.
Best thing the Wizards could do, Don. Best thing the Wizards could do is select Caitlin Clark.
Correct. Do it.
Edward says, I think VJ already going to be the best rebounder on the team. Very good. Eddie, we have one right now, right? 1 or 2? Second round.
No, I think we have one. It's 35, and 35. I would expect them to keep it and just pick there. I would love to trade back up, but now that they just picked VJ at 3, I don't see that happening.
Yeah. James is waiting for the NHL draft. Yeah, we'll be live for there too. I don't know if I'll be on there, but I know our hockey guys, Daly, Pove, Maddie, they'll be on live for it on Friday.
How about that hockey? Flyers made a trade the other day. Apparently that guy's
Flyers. Good. Set Trevor Zegras. Yeah.
Apparently he's good.
He is pretty good. In the contract year too. That's the best thing, right? 24 years old in a contract year. See if he can prove to stay healthy. I like it.
Apparently he did a Michigan one time where he picked the puck up and dunked it around the side. So that's pretty cool. I'll see that.
He's definitely got some silky mittens. That's for sure. It's a hockey term. I know there's a lot of basketball guys in here. Not necessarily you guys, but in the chat.
I see you, John. Right. I like it at 35. I think that's probably where he's slated to go, around that spot, 30. He's around 30 to 40 range, something like that. So I feel like that's a good spot. But I don't know if they would do that just because, for right or wrong, they really like a Dembona.
There's Trey.
Yep. Steal the draft.
At Washington, in division, in conference. Gonna light our asses up.
He'll be handing it to us for the Oh God. Oh God.
Don says Bulls looking to trade Lonzo and Colby White. Yeah.
I think indirectly, though, what the VJ pick does is that it puts I weirdly enough, I think given the way that he plays, I think out of the three of
sorry.
Yeah, I know. The outfit's crazy. The outfit's crazy. The outfit is crazy. But I think that out of the 3 young guys that we have now, in terms of first-round talent with Maxey, McCain, and VJ, I think VJ has the least amount of pressure on him And I think those other two guys, what that pick just did, it raises a ton of pressure. They're going to have to be on the ball, dominant players for their entire careers, it seems like, at the moment.
Yeah.
Because
No,
VJ's not really going to give you a ton of that. And look, I get it that he was just the third pick in the draft, but I'll keep saying it because I know it's going to come when he's not averaging 20 points a game, because it's just not going to happen. Let's not expect that. No one expect that. Please. That's not going to be the tell-all if he's a great NBA player. If he's first team all defense and averaging 12 points a night and great in transition, I think that is a win.
Yeah, you could do worse, right? You could do worse.
And funny enough, I think this is what's funny about the whole thing. Alex Caruso, a guy like that, if you told these NBA GMs, hey, this guy's going to have a career trajectory of Alex Caruso, he's a top 5 pick because they are insanely valuable. So
yeah, I think you're right. I think if you do like a redraft of the Caruso draft, he's a lot higher than when he actually went.
Yeah.
Lou Dort's is looking who Pat's looking at.
Well, he's not built like Lou Dort. He's not built like Lou Dort. Lou Dort's a linebacker.
Yeah, he didn't win MVP either. So he wasted $1.90 of my money.
The $1.90
$1.90 to win 500. I was worth it.
Yeah, I like it. Why not? I think the cool part to sell everybody on VJ is that I get it. The most popular film out there he has right now is Baylor. But if you look back all the way back in high school, he has gotten so much better so recently. So it kind of makes you think that his ceiling as a prospect even hasn't even come close yet. It's like he can be way better. He's only gotten better and better and better and better every single year at every level he's played at. So while something might not be in his game right now, for example, like handling the ball, I think there's a lot of room for him to grow in that aspect. And I think it could definitely happen. And the shot, too.
Ooh, Marshy's getting a start against a lefty. Uh-oh. I mean,
wow.
Couldn't have what you had last night in the ninth inning, no. So that was terrible.
What was terrible is we gave Ranger no support. It was
left 37 guys on base last
year.
Donuts.
Donuts, man.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
1-0 top 3. That feels like the first 2 innings have taken forever. Santa Clara J-Dub. Who's that? Why am I blanking on that?
Yeah, Jason Williams was from Santa Clara.
Oh, Jason Williams.
Again, like that's another guy where if he was drafted with the 3rd overall pick, you would be having the exact same conversation. It's hard to believe, but I promise you'd be having the same questions right now as you do VJ Edgecombe right now, because he was not seen as like this on-ball presence. I think he averaged like 10 points a game in college, like nothing crazy at all. His shot was not really there, and he developed into a great player. But VJ, the fact that he can jump out the building makes him a lot more promising than like an Alex Caruso, and you could see a potential all-star level player there.
Thanks, Donnie. Thanks, Chris, for clarifying for you, brother. Appreciate it. Andy says, I feel sorry for any kid that gets drafted by them. They are a garbage organization that lied to their fans. Their owner is a piece of shit, and their coach reminds me of a dumb puppet. So Andy's excited. Andy loves the pick. I mean, I do agree Josh Harris is a piece of shit, but nothing we can do about that. Nothing you can do about it, but a rich guy that owns the team. Who, Trey or VJ?
Yeah, Trey. Steal the draft. I mean, 6 is crazy.
Donnie says VJ ceiling is Jimmy Butler or Oladipo, and he says
Oladipo.
He's talking Indiana.
Yeah, it's
victory.
Indiana. That's the perfect comp for him.
And it's funny he brings up Jimmy Butler, right? Because I'm not the biggest Jimmy guy, right? This is well documented. Not the biggest Jimmy Butler guy. And my response to like, oh my God, Jimmy Butler, and I've always said, Jimmy Butler's a dime a dozen type of player. Like, you don't have to draft him very high. Those guys tend to, and you can find those guys kind of almost all the time. They don't always turn out to be Jimmy Butler, right? Jimmy Butler is really good. But when we got him and everybody's love for him just because of the way he played, I was like, yeah, he's just a dime a dozen type of player.
Right. I mean, let's take it for what it is now. Like, the most likely trade up was probably New Orleans. And at that point, all of the 6 guys just got picked off the board that we would want. So
we would have won it.
In retrospect, I don't know. I feel like we might have done the right thing.
There you said.
Yeah, right. So
blowing up the board.
So anyone that we would have wanted would have already been off the board.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely got some jewelry on. It's all rented. Come on, Donnie, we know this. It's all rented for the night. It's all on loan. Hard Knocks with the NFL tells you all that, right? Or whatever behind access show.
Yeah.
Those are all rented jewelries. I do like that suit though, that red suit that does pop.
The guy that, if we want to talk like 35, I mean, there's a few guys.
True,
I
Donnie.
love Kobe
True,
Bryant.
Donnie. The NIL money is real.
Yeah, it's definitely real.
Because it's not NIL.
Nothing fake.
It's not
nothing
NIL.
fake about it.
It's pay to play. That's what it is. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
NIL is like what Livy Dunn and the Cavender twins are doing. That's NIL. That's not pay to play. Billy says Fears will eventually be a Kyrie 2.0. This kid can play.
I don't know about that. And he can't shoot the ball yet, so I don't see Kyrie.
He does have handles, though. He can handle the rock.
I like him, though. I like him. I mean, I had him at 7, so I like him at 7.
Speaking of 7.
I like, Scoot Henderson.
Your top 7 has gone.
All of them gone.
For a second. His top 7's gone. Well, now we get the Malik Queen and Murray Boyles.
Brooklyn's in a very, very weird spot now because no one fell. And now you need a lot, but you have Claxton who's making the most money on your team, and Malawach is probably the best player available. So what do you do? I don't know. I would pick Malawach and just hope I can trade Claxton, but I don't know.
And we do know there's obviously moves being made, right? There's no shortage of trading going on.
Nope.
So these guys are available. What the heck is going on here?
The only 2 guys that have been reported as like definitely not being traded are like the 2 guys with the most speculation with VJ and Ace. It's so funny that Danny Ainge did that. Because like 10 years ago, he did the same thing with Tatum.
Yeah.
Tatum, no one remembers that. Tatum didn't want to play for Boston.
I don't remember that. That was real.
Yeah, he did not want to play for Boston. And it's very similar to Ace. And they picked him anyway. Which a team like New Orleans makes a ton of more sense to make that risk than a team like us.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, not New Orleans, Utah.
Yeah, so what does Utah have to lose?
Yeah, they don't have anything to lose. It's just really funny that 10 years later, Danny Ainge is still doing that in the top 5 of the draft.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to play here? Too bad. You're playing here.
Call your bluff.
Yeah.
Again, all of these picks are just still speculative. You can say that all these guys aren't on the clock. next thing you know, this spike is traded for this one.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Donnie's hoping for Danny Wolf. That's a kid from Michigan, right?
Not going to be there at 35. I would be floored if that. I mean, run the pick up to the board. But
I'm wondering if he's thinking for his Pistons.
That's probably what he's saying.
Do they have their? I don't even know if they have their pick. Do they?
Chris Glover says, "I'm telling you, no one knew who J-Dub was 5 years ago." No, you're right. I didn't know who he was now.
He's exactly right. He averaged, I think, 10 points a game in college. Was seen as a guy who could not shoot the ball at all. Was a 2-star recruit, and VJ is kind of the opposite, where he's a late. Someone said, "Yeah, Chris, he's a late bloomer." It's a perfect way to say it. He's gotten better and better and better and better a lot later than other guys in this draft class.
Sure.
Yeah. And one thing we've talked about over the draft talk that we've had, and I know Tommy's one of Tommy's big thing too is he's a worker, right? You talked about that, Luke, right? He's a worker. He's a grinder. He's, as you and Chris are saying, late bloomer. So he's going to continue to work, right? We saw what that's done with Maxey, especially with this, since Maxey's come in the league. We've seen what Rico Hines and the development staff did with Jared McCain this past year with Quentin Grimes once they got a hold of him, right? Because Quentin Grimes was essentially a throw-in for that deal. He wasn't supposed to be anything good, and then he gets here with our coaching staff and kind of blossoms and explodes with the minutes that they had available for him. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they are able to do with VJ. When you talk about it that way and you think about it in that sense, it does seem like a little bit of a really good fit, right? You put a worker with this development staff, and we see what we can do because we've seen good things come out of those guys that we've drafted like that in the past. Now, Maxey and Jared obviously were a lot more offensively skilled, but they've rounded those guys out because what we talked about a couple weeks ago, Luke, right? Like Jared McCain wasn't necessarily supposed to be a ball handler. Right, he wasn't a great
Jared
ball
McCain, and
dude.
I'm happy Don brought that up too because I remember a year ago when we were on stream again, and everyone hated the pick. Everyone hated it. So and you could call me a liar. I'm telling you that's exactly what happened. I defended it the entire time. So I don't know. I feel like again, like Daryl likes to pick guys who have a particular skill set. And, you could bank on that. And I think McCain, it was the shooting ability, and he grew into a tremendous on-ball player. And this pick with VJ, it's his athletic ability. If it's the only question with him, it's obvious, is the shot. If the shot falls, he could be a starter day one. Day one.
Brooklyn's got 5. Yeah, they got 5. Donnie's looking at 37, but he's trading up.
Interesting.
It was TikToks for Boston. This dude can flat out shoot, though. Igor Demon.
Holy wow!
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought we were gonna be on here for a while, and he'd be there at 20, and I'd be like, I love Igor, dude. That is I love Igor, but 8 is crazy. I'm looking at mine, the big board I made right now. I have him at 14, which is a lot higher than a lot of people. If he figures out how to consistently shoot the ball, he could be one of the best players in the league because he is really tall, can handle the ball better than almost anyone in the draft, gets to his spot pretty well. He's huge for a point guard. He's giant. Yeah. He puts up threes though too, which is the good. It's not like he's.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's not that he won't take them.
I didn't know there was a BYU guy in the draft. I lied. This is who Utah players actually wanted. They wanted Igor.
I mean, dude, I'll be honest. If he fills up to his ceiling, he would be a perfect player to play next to Maxey and McCain, just because he's 6'9" and can handle the ball.
So when he demands a trade in 2 years because the Brooklyn Nets are awful and he comes here, sounds good.
Donnie likes to pick. Yep. I'd trade PG to Clown for a bag of rocks. I mean, I think we all would, but it's not happening. So you can call him a clown all you want. but it is what it is.
Podcasting's more important than basketball.
I'm so confused. Are you in the Tom Arnone seat?
I am in the seat.
Took me a minute to figure it out too, Buckets.
Is it warm?
No, it's cold. Nice and cold in the basement.
I've never joined from my phone before, but I had to hop on.
What are your thoughts, VJ? Go ahead, give it to us.
Yeah, listen,
I'm
I
not
like
gonna
it.
like what he's saying.
No, listen.
He just started off good.
I feel bad because I did not think he was going to say that.
No, I think
it's dead, Donnie. I think it's dead. I haven't seen the grasshopper.
I think Ace Bailey is a loser, and I'm very glad we didn't get him. He wants the max contract. He wants to play a bunch of minutes just so he gets his money and runs. So that's why he wanted to go to a stiff, and that's why he didn't want to be with the Sixers, because he would have played 18 minutes a game, and you wouldn't have got a max here. I just think he's a loser, so I'm glad we didn't take Ace Bailey. That's really what I was hoping for, to not take him. It just sucks because looking at the draft board, like Harper and Cooper Flagg are just two generational talents, and then everybody after that, just like, yeah, like Edgecombe, nice little player. Like, I'm happy we got him, but it's just like, it just sucks. You're right there. Like, we could have had, we're just being greedy. We might have not had the pick at all. So I'm glad we got somebody, but just being greedy, looking at the board where it says Flagg, Harper, Edgecombe, it's like, damn, Sixers just get bent over again. But I like it. I like that we didn't take Ace Bailey. That was my main takeaway. I think he's a loser. So
yeah, he's just like Ben Simmons 2.0, more interested in being a celebrity.
Exactly.
And Buckets, if I'm going to promise you one thing, it's what I just said. VJ Edgecombe is going to give a damn. He's going to give a shit about winning. He's going to give a shit about getting better. And honestly, above all else, I'm cool with that. I can live with doing that.
Yeah, 100%. I saw Buddy Hield was with him to greet him. That was pretty cool because they're both from the Bahamas.
Yeah, the Bahamas. And I think it's lazy for all these people who watches Baylor stuff and just create an opinion. You are going to be way more intrigued by VJ Edgecombe if you watch the Bahamas stuff, because it's a lot more spacing. He's playing with NBA players, and the handle looks way better. And he honestly it shocked me watching it. He looked like a pretty capable facilitator too, way better than he did in Baylor. So and here's the other thing in Baylor, he played with nobody. There was not a single NBA player on that team in the second best conference in the sport, and somehow made the tournament.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, he's a gritty guy. He does all the things that you want to do in winning basketball. And for all the reasons we hate the Sixers, you're going to love this guy. Because he's going to give a shit. He's going to die for the loose balls. And he's 19 years old, only going to get better. So I feel like to hang your hat on something, it's that. He's going to give a shit. And I think now you have a core group of 3 guys who are all 23 and younger who all really give a shit.
Yeah, I actually when I got home from work, I got in that little debate with my dad before I hopped on here. He was like, I like the pick. He was like, I don't like the fit. And I'm like, dude, you're not drafting around this team in particular. It's more for McCain and Maxey. You get insurance now for McCain. Maxey will be here, but you get insurance now for McCain. If McCain doesn't pan out to be McCain was awesome, but he only played 23 games, and he's coming off an injury. Yeah. So you're hoping he's still good, and he probably still will be. But God forbid, now you have insurance. And also for this year, now you have a guy off the bench that gives a shit and he'll play quality minutes. So I don't mind it. I'm just glad, like I said, we didn't get Ace, because that's a guy who doesn't give a shit. That's Ben Simmons 2.0.
No, that would be the most 76ers thing to do ever. It's again, I was talking about it with Noah before we went on. If this was 2013 or 2014 or 2015, where it's God, we haven't seen someone with talent in so long, it'd be a lot different. I'd feel a lot different about it. All right, let's just get this guy in here and hope it works out. We have seen so many talented guys here who just don't give a shit, and it never works. And a guy is blatantly telling you that he doesn't want to be here.
I'm good. We don't want him.
I'm good.
Go have a nice career in Utah.
This is not 10 years ago.
Honestly, though,
This is not.
but thank you. Like, because not a lot of people have the balls to do that. Like, thank you for telling us. Because if you don't want to play here, like, you will get chewed out. Like, people, they don't mess around. Like, if you don't want to be here, like, you will get ate alive. Like, because we don't want you here either. So I'm just glad that we didn't draft him. We have a guy who's here that doesn't want to be here, and then we got to boo the hell out of him, and it's another bust. Like, thanks for at least letting us know. I'll give him that. Like, listen, if you want to be a loser and go make your max contract, fine. And I'm calling him a loser. If I was in his situation and I could go make $300 million play for the Wizards, I'd probably do it too. But like, yeah, I mean, he just doesn't want to win. Basketball was not first; money was first. And if he doesn't want to be here, so be it. But thanks for letting us know, because that could have been a disaster.
Yeah, but like Luke said earlier, though, that ruined all of our tradability with that pick.
Yeah, he totally fucked us over because again, like, the incentive to trade up, there's no incentive to trade all the way up to 3 now because everyone knew that not only we weren't going to take him, but Charlotte wasn't going to pick him. And then Danny Ainge is like, screw you. I'm picking you anyway. Like, yeah, he loves doing that. He does that all the time.
Kyle Murray
and there, fuck, dude. He stays in the East. I'm telling you, this guy's Draymond Green.
Dude, can we also talk
He can't shoot a lick, but he can do everything else.
Can we talk about how awful this coverage is? Like this McNutt girl is awful. I like Jay Billis or whatever. I mean,
Jay Billis is the best. I love Jay Billis.
Malika Andrews she can do no wrong. But Kendrick Perkins is awful.
Oh, if they just moved the draft anywhere other than ESPN, the coverage would be great.
Yep.
Like, why does TNT not do this? Or I guess TNT's not that anymore.
TNT's dead.
No, yeah, but the TNT crew, like the crew, like it should be Ernie, Shaq, Chuck. This thing, the ratings would be to the roof. I would sit through this round 2. I wouldn't even care. Like half the players don't even know, and I would sit through it if it was those 4. Like,
that's why I usually watch, like in the NFL draft, I watch NFL Network. Right, I don't watch these. But that's one thing I said too. Right, thank God we're live, so we don't have to listen to these schmucks talking. He did well off the court too. Hello.
Look at that GPA. Wow.
Well done. The GPA.
This guy, dude, he's got the brains. I'm telling you. I just said he's one of the smartest players in the draft.
I was messing with it.
I mean, I was saying on the court, but I'll take it.
He said, Don said he's ready for MJ on NBC next year.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. I'm excited for that.
Philly Z is asking over under 20 games for Embiid this year. Over.
All right, but here's the thing: if it's under, we're not going to win a championship, or probably won't even win a playoff series. But I think with these 3 guys, you could play a brand of basketball that is really fun to watch, and you could sink your teeth into and be like, "This has potential moving forward." Because there's 3 guys.
Proposed trade. Says Phoenix proposed trade. I didn't realize his girl was on South Carolina's team too. All right, girl's a hooper too. All right, keeping it in the South Carolina family.
I mean, that's like a Raptors level player. Yeah, he's massive. He could do everything but shoot.
No, I meant like
can't shoot at all. Oh, no, the kid.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Donnie. He said this is the Kevin Durant. That makes sense. We might not, Phil Easy. We might not. It's gonna be fun though. And entertaining all the way.
Holy crap.
Yeah, see?
Wait. While we're here, let's talk about it because it's on the television. I feel like the Rockets got absolutely fleeced. I don't think Jalen Green.
I disagree completely.
I don't think Jalen Green.
You think the Suns got fleeced? You mean?
No, the Rockets.
For getting Kevin Durant, I think the Suns got fleeced because they could have gotten way more. I'm not saying what they got wasn't worth what they traded, but they literally, like, as a fact, could have gotten twice as much than they did if they just traded him at the deadline. But they're like, no, we're putting our foot down. We don't want to trade him now because we're going to get more later, and they didn't. So they got fleeced.
I mean, I think 5 second-round picks could have been like instead of that, do 2 first-round picks. But like, I don't
They
think
don't
the
have
Rockets
first. They don't have. Oh no, I'm sorry. I get what you're saying.
instead of the Suns. Like, I wasn't even talking about the Sun side of it. I think the Rockets got fleeced. Like they got Kevin. They just were the 2nd seed in the West. They traded their best defender, and Jalen Green, as inconsistent as he was, he's young as hell.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there.
They're the 2nd seed in the West, and you just traded 2 of your starters for a 37-year-old. Like, to me, that didn't make sense. It made sense in my mind for like George, like Paul George. Like, if you're trading an old man for an old man and it's an expiring contract, cool. But you just were the 2nd seed in the West, and now you're trading for an old man. Like, you just traded 2 starters. That, I don't know. It didn't resonate with me.
Here's your comparison, Luke. Draymond Green.
Oh, they said Draymond Green?
Yeah, they threw up a graphic with him versus Draymond and their measurables when they came out of college.
Yeah, I mean,
Tom's,
I like
Tom's got the best freaking stream in the world. Whatever you're watching, I'm like 10 years behind you.
Don't tell Tommy that, because Tommy always thinks that he's behind. When we're on Sunday nights, he's always behind. Sweeps a couple of houses down the street. Brandon says Ben Simmons, little cancer, Markel Fultz, yips and glass shoulders, Zaire Smith bump. Should have pursued Markel Bridges. Well, we had him. We didn't have to pursue him. We had him.
We had him and decided to trade him. His own mother was working with the Sixers, for God's sake.
They had a whole feel-good story. They had a whole feel-good story after they got picked, too.
Trigger Noah.
And you're wondering why I'm so damn quiet over here. Come on.
I mean, I love the fact that the Suns can get Malawach here is a steal for them. That would be crazy if they can get him.
I'm actually shocked that Clayton Jr. Sorry, what were you saying, Greg?
No, I was just reading a comment. Go ahead, finish your point.
No, I'm just shocked that Walter Clayton Jr. isn't like as like high tiered, like ranked.
He's old though, Mike. I was with you. Like, coming out of the national championship run, I thought he was jumping. I thought he would have jumped up in the top 10, top 15. We're 10 right now. But he's 23. He's old, right? No one in the NBA wants those guys.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But he just won a national championship. It's just weird. It's interesting.
Yeah. Tony, sorry, I'm not even going to try and pronounce your last name. He says in chef terms, Bailey washed dishes for a year at a diner and now wants to get the highest paid line cook at a fancy restaurant. GTFOH. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, he wants to go from the Philly diner all the way up to Fleming Steakhouse. Thanks, Tony. I love that. That's awesome.
The Suns just traded the number 29 pick and a 2029 first-round pick for Mark Williams.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the Suns just got Mark Williams from the Hornets, and they traded their 29th pick and a 2029 first-round pick for Mark Williams.
Don says Jalen Green.
Why are they giving up more pick? What are they doing? Wait. This is how do these GMs get paid all this money? They go into the season, we're hiring a new GM, and he goes in, he's like, yeah, our main focus is to build our future back and get more picks. And they trade Kevin Durant for only second-round picks, and now they just traded more first-round picks.
And here
what the hell are they doing?
The Magic traded
more I love Bane. This pick, though. This pick is great. Malawach.
The Magic traded more for Bane, and Knicks traded more for Bridges than what they had to give up for Durant. Now, granted, there's age difference, right? The age is there.
Yeah, Timberwolves gave up like 5 picks for Gobert, too. First-round picks. It's actually crazy. But I never understood the Mark Williams hype either. He's a nice.
He's the guy. You're trading 2 first-round picks for Mark Williams. He's a productive NBA center. Like, he's good.
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now.
2 first-round picks. Malawach is a whole lot better than him too, and they're going to get him too.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't make. I mean, unless they think there's obviously development with Malawach, but why would you give up more picks to then draft a center?
What are they doing?
What's the
right? Like if you're going to a different position and you don't want to waste this on Malawach, then that's fine. But then you just drafted, You just drafted the center too.
Yeah, and they have like Nick Richards, who's like a viable center. He's not crazy, but how much better is Mark Williams than Nick Richards? Like how much?
Oh my god. Well, I guess they got Nurkic, so they're fired up, the Hornets.
I mean, do you think that, like, if you're the assistant GM in that room right now, like, hey, what if we traded 2 first-round picks for Mark Williams? Like, will you need your head examined?
Charlotte's like, yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah, like, do you need your head examined? What is wrong with you? What? What are you talking about?
It's actually crazy.
See, and people think Embiid has no value. Trust me, he does. Someone out there wants Joel Embiid. I don't know who and why, but someone does.
It's weird because what's his face? Greg just talked about it with Kevin Durant. Like he's old. Like he's old. Durant at least plays. Like it's different value. It's weird. Like they value weird people. Mark Williams is what, 23? Like I think he's an average.
He's probably a little bit older than that, but somewhere around there. Yeah.
I gotta look it up. I think he's only like 23.
They traded with the Hornets to get Richards, and now they're teammates again.
What are they doing?
That's telling if the Hornets can fleece any NBA team. Yeah.
What are you, house sitting, Greg?
Yeah, dogs. Yeah, house dog sitting. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
King of the throne.
KZ's wondering if Embiid can even dunk on his 3D printed knees. Three Dookies in the top 10.
That's not a surprise.
Mark Williams just went for what the hell is going on? Like what?
How old is he, Luke? I can't look it up.
Mark Williams, like we can draft Mark Williams, and like we were talking about it earlier, the Penn State center. I don't see a world where he's any worse or any better than Mark Williams. We can get him at 35, and they just traded 2 first-round picks for him. What?
Yeah, I don't know what the hype is. The Lakers tried to get him.
I mean, that trade made more sense than.
Is that a trade that didn't go through?
Yeah, it didn't go through. But I'm just saying
that trade made a lot more sense.
But
in an alternate universe, this trade that we just watched doesn't happen.
Daryl's about to go live.
Who?
Daryl.
Yeah.
Somebody go mute and listen and report back.
Not me. I can't listen to that guy talk.
I'll get the quotes on Twitter if anything that matters.
I might fall asleep if I do that.
Oh boy.
He'll say VJ's got the greatest analytical projection in the draft.
Right.
Facts, Donnie.
Hey, ChatGPT's been working for us so far, so I'll take it. I'm good with it. Whatever's been working.
ChatGPT like it?
Clearly, that's what Daryl drafts with. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
ChatGPT's on a heater with our draft pick, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah, Jaden Springer, what a talent.
Yeah, other than him. But in all fairness, that was like 24. So like for him to be like a great pick is like, what are the odds of that anyway? Most of those guys at the end suck.
So here we go, Luke. Here's your full top board.
Most of them are gone. Noah Essengay's falling like crazy. I feel like he'll probably go right here. I thought I was kind of low on the guy, but
I've been working on the back end.
Damn! All right, I didn't know you've been working on the back end like that. I appreciate that. There we go.
I'm not just a pretty face on here.
Yeah,
I'm not just a talent on here. You know what I mean? The face talent. Oh my God! I keep hitting the wrong button.
Luke,
the back end's just as important as the face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, Luke, well done. You had Johnson going 6 or 7, right?
I had him as the 3rd best player in the draft, and he went 6 or 7. I thought he would go 6 or 7.
Here's his top 10.
Well,
I thought he would go 6 or 7. Yeah. He did, but he's the 3rd best player in my opinion.
Yeah, in my opinion, he should have been in a Sixers uniform. But
The Trailblazers just drafted Cedric Howard and traded him to the Grizzlies, which is wild. That's a great fit in Memphis. I like that for them. That's like a Desmond Bane replacement.
Going to surprise people. Like I think he's getting
dude. He's going to go to Miami. He's going to go to Miami and kill us every year.
Yeah, he's Jamal Murray.
Every year.
Walter Clayton. He's Jamal Murray 2.0. Like he looks just like him, plays just like him. Like I just think someone's going to get a steal with him if he just keeps falling. Like I get it. Like he's not 19. Like I get it. But like
yeah, but he was a great college player. I mean, he could score. I don't know if he'll be like an all-star, but I think he's going to be like a Jordan Clarkson level guy. Who
he's definitely a guy
at that point of the draft is worth. Yeah, at that point of the draft is worth picking.
That age though, that allows him to play right away though, right? Like
right.
You don't see those 4-year players anymore. Well, you're going to start to because of the NIL money, right? You're going to start to see guys stick around a little longer, but he needed that. He needed that run in Florida.
Yeah, like am I taking him top
if he stayed
5? No.
If he stayed at Elon, I don't think he's getting drafted.
Am I taking him top 5? No, but like for a team that's going to get him in the 20s, like it's a steal. Like I think he's literally Jamal Murray 2.0. Like he could be an all-star, but not really. Like he's a borderline. He's inconsistent, but he can give you 35 any night. Like I just think he's that kind of guy. He's literally Jamal Murray.
Donnie says the NFL draft is so much better. It's not even funny. Yeah, and it's longer. Yeah. Portland's trading their pick. Yeah, we just.
All right, so just for
James, they got a video of the Raptors pick shaking.
Wow,
his screaming.
You see the trade that they just made? They just traded 11. So Memphis just traded 11 to Portland to Memphis for the number 16 pick, a future first rounder, and 2 second-round picks.
Holy smokes!
So yeah, I mean, I like Cedric Howard. I liked him too, but I don't know. I feel like for us now at 35, if we wanted to trade back up into like the late 20s, that kind of that's a lot. That is a lot. They did just get 4 first though for Desmond Bane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is annoying as shit going to camp. Do you have to go through customs every time you get home?
Theirs is expedited from their team plan, right? You know what I mean? Like
yeah. I say that shit would suck. You get back from a long road trip,
but they probably do have to because you can't bring. If you're bringing stuff in, you got to declare it, especially in Canada.
Dion Waiters would be screwed.
How do you let the Hornets NBA 2K? That does seem like an NBA 2K trade. So the Bulls are on the clock. We're only halfway. We're not even halfway through the first round.
I cannot believe a Bulls fan. Sorry, keep going.
They just traded up 5 spots and gave up a first-round pick and 2 second-round. That's crazy. That is insane.
Yeah, they
just gave up a ton.
You got a Trailblazers hat on, but you won't be wearing that for very long.
No, you won't, because the NBA is stupid. that is by far the dumbest rule in the NBA, because there's just no reason for it.
Yeah,
and they just won't change it at all. And like Malawach is going to be on the Suns, and he is wearing a Rockets hat. Like, what is going on?
Donnie, think?
Oh, Pump! I was worried about Pump the whole night. Here he is.
I was wondering where he was. There he is.
Good to see you again, Brian.
He said, "Yeah."
I was worried about him all.
I do agree with that. That was the one concern. You saw the tweet, and you're like, "He'll fit right in."
He'll fit right in.
I'm not going to defend that. I'm not going to defend that whatsoever. There's no defending that.
NBA trades are so arcadish. Yeah, like the whole review process, and you can't announce it. It's all proposed till it goes through. Like the whole league's here just to prove it, right? Like, damn.
Yeah,
Greg, you do me a favor and put up the top 10 just so Pump can see it, just so he knows I'm not like a VJ, just so he knows that I'm not like a VJ at 3 or bus guy. And your boy Ace Bailey's ahead of him too. So there you go.
Wait, Luke,
Your
you're
boy.
saying we just drafted Alex Caruso?
Again, there's nothing. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know if you were here when I said this before. There are 3 guys in the NBA, active NBA players, that have more than 1 ring since 2020. That's it. There's 3 guys in all of the NBA: Alex Caruso, KCP, and Drew Holiday. There's parity amongst all the NBA. So these guys just win. And also, I guarantee you, if a guy like Alex Caruso, if you were to say, hey, this guy's going to have the career trajectory of Alex Caruso, I guarantee you that guy's a top 5 pick. That's how valuable that kind of player is, especially at 19. And I think he's Alex Caruso at 19 years old. That's what I don't think anyone's really understanding. And he's a guy who's only gotten better and better and better and better every year. So I feel like his ceiling's higher than that. But I think it's safe to say that he will be Alex Caruso. I think that's like a pretty good player. If he doesn't get any better and the jump shot doesn't get any better, I think he's Alex Caruso.
What do you think about parity in the NBA?
About time.
I like it, but it's gotten a little I think the second apron's awful.
Yeah.
Because while you have parity, you're not gonna have anyone stay on the same team. Because like Boston's like, all right, we're gonna go all in now on this ring, and we know that 2 years later we're gonna have to trade it.
Yep.
Right.
So,
like, I think there's parity at the top end, right? Like, obviously, who's had a different champion the last 7 years, right? So there's parity at the top end, but at the same time, there's no like lower seeds that are upsetting higher seeds,
right?
For the most part, right? There's no like 8 seed going on and winning a championship or even getting there, right? Indiana, of course, is the one that throws that wrench in there, but they were still let's see where they if I don't even know.
I thought they were a 5
Well,
or a 6.
the only one was Butler, but that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah. So yeah, there's parity in the top, right? Like someone new is winning it, but I don't think there's really like.
Oh, we got a Daryl Morey quote. I got to cut you off. We got a Daryl Morey quote. Joel Embiid is very engaged in rehab, expected to be ready right around training camp.
Awesome. That's like his fucking job. How about that?
I know, but we haven't heard anything.
They pay him $1 gazillion to do.
We haven't heard anything. I'm just happy that we heard something.
Well done, Joel. Good God. You want a pat on the back? I mean, what the fuck?
I'm just glad that we got something.
MVP season coming in.
Oh.
That's for you, Noah.
Don,
Don,
I love you, buddy.
Wait, Don, what are your Pistons up to? I feel like they've been quiet.
Says role player. Yeah, I mean, Pump. Obviously, you just joined, right? We did talk about
they're better than our team.
Pump. Who do you draft? I want to know who you draft.
But yeah, Ace didn't want to be here, Pump, and
Pump. Don't do this, Pump. Don't do this, Pump. Don't be that guy now. Don't do it. Don't be the guy that wants Ace still. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't be that stupid. Don't be that stupid. Don't be that stupid. Please don't be that stupid. We are the fan. Again, I'll say it again because he wasn't here clearly. We are the fan base that we crown ourselves on being the people that just want guys who give a shit and want to be here and want to win here and are willing to do whatever it freaking takes to win here. And you just you're clamoring over a guy who's 18 years old, didn't do nearly enough in college to be making the commands that he's making. And you want that guy here who just said he doesn't want to be here. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Your boy Noah just went to Chicago.
Isn't this the dude who left his German league team to come to the NBA draft in the playoffs? Is that this guy?
I don't know. Is that Mike Miller?
I don't get the fascination with Ace Bailey.
I think it was.
I know, I'm on a delay, so I just can't wait to see it. New Orleans is taking Derek Queen at 13. They just got traded the pick from Atlanta.
Yep.
Atlanta was looking to move it.
Yeah, they moved it to New Orleans, and they're going to take Derek Queen.
Brandon saying Danny
I
Ainge
love
knows
Derek
ball
Queen.
is like saying Brian Colangelo was a nice guy.
Yeah, the second Danny Ainge leaves the Celtics, they win a championship. I mean, I'll give him credit for drafting the two guys, but still.
Yeah, he was a much better player than he is executive. That's for damn sure. And yes, I'm old enough to have seen Danny Ainge play.
Pump, I'm not going to debate you on what you're saying right there because I think he is a glue guy. I think he's a glue guy day one. That's what I'm saying. So, like, anything he adds on top of being a glue guy is great. But you can't come in this chat and clamor over a guy and beg for a guy who, one, isn't even all that good in the first place, and two, said out loud he doesn't want to be here. After being a fan of this team over the last 10 years, you want to bring that kind of guy in here again? You are out of your mind. You know how that's going to work. You know how that's going to work.
Thank you, Don.
The only thing, I agree. I didn't want to take him because he's a loser and he doesn't want to be here. So why take him? I just said that when I first came on. The only argument would be if you took him and traded him. But then what are you getting for him? Like, I don't even know who you would trade to. If they had a deal in place, then you do it. But if they had nothing, then we absolutely did the right thing.
Again, and Pump, you want to be the guy that's like, oh, you picked a glue guy at 3. You know who made us pick the glue guy at 3? Your boy Ace Bailey, when he ruined all kinds of leverage that we had. When he said, I don't want to go here, I don't want to go there, I don't want to go there either. So that was never happening.
Oh, he'll love all that nightlife in Salt Lake City, let me tell you.
Pelicans gave up an unprotected first to move up 3 spots.
Yep.
Wow. That's for Queen. I like Queen. I like Derek Queen.
I like him too, but that fit sucks. I feel bad for him. He probably won't do well there.
With the landing area is where it should be.
And they just gave up a shit ton for him also. They gave up a future first, their pick in later in the round. I think it was like 20 or something, 23.
Yeah, it sounds like it, James. Yeah.
And no, Don Pump did not like the McCain pick because everyone in the chat didn't like the ace.
It's going to be exciting watching VJ navigate screens and collect hockey assists. Yeah.
Greg. What did I say? This is what we're gonna do. This is it. This is it. I knew it.
I mean, that's literally OKC's entire team besides SGA. Just hockey assists and screens.
And flopping.
Yeah. Like, we just took Lou Dort, Pump. Let's go.
Nah, he's not. He's going to have to put a lot of muscle on to be a Lou Dort. I'm not going to lie.
And grow a couple inches too, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I think he's Caruso. I think Caruso is a very fair comp. I think that's a fair comp. But that's Caruso at 19.
Why is Iguodala on the stage for the freaking Pelicans and the Hawks?
Because they're the NBA pioneers. I still don't know why that makes him on the stage, but
yeah, no clue.
What does that even mean?
Oh my God, Pump! I hate to break it to you, but your idea of whatever Ace Bailey would have done here, I'm not saying it's 7-3-3, but it's not 22-10, like, or anywhere close to that. It's not because he's playing with 4 other guys who need the ball or want the ball.
You know what I haven't heard a lot of in these drafts either, like these interviews? Like, I feel like nobody's shouting out the team that drafted them.
Because they don't know. I don't know if they're staying.
Yeah, I guess. But either way.
Yeah, you really can't. It's a dangerous world out there. You really can't. You can't do it.
Either way, like, be like, oh, thank you so much to Atlanta for giving me this opportunity. Like, nothing. Like, he didn't say shit about the Sixers in his interview. He was just like, we came from nothing. Bahamas. We came from nothing.
Here.
Now we here. Thank you.
I got him. I got Pump. I got him. Because the whole draft process, he's been saying that VJ is Alex Caruso. Now when we pick him, and I admit that VJ is Alex Caruso, you're proving that you're a hater where you just dropped him down by 4 levels and called him Josh Okogie. So so get the hell out of here, all right?
No, Bob, I love
get
it.
out.
I think you just
get out.
Him. That's
I bought into your own player comp.
Yeah, that's awesome. Josh Okogie.
You never. All right. Now we're just lying. Now we're lying because I feel like we can all say that you said he's Caruso a million times when I was trying to be optimistic about the possibility of getting him. You're like, oh my God, we're going to draft Alex Caruso at 3. I feel like that you've typed that at least 5 times this process.
Pump, turn your TV on and just watch Malik Andrews, and you'll be all right.
Wow. You probably won't be.
I wouldn't be. I'm not a Malika fan.
I have it on mute. You're not a Malika fan?
No, I don't. I'm not a. Oh. No, I'm not.
I was a Greg fan.
That's fine.
And now
everybody sours on me. It happens.
Now I'm not.
Jacob, I think this is actually really, really good, right? He feels most people didn't want VJ, not saying he's not solid, but he feels he's more of a 5 to 7 player instead of 3. You want pure star. But Jacob, to that point, there really wasn't that guy there, especially with Ace pulling the bullshit that he did, right? Ace was that guy you should be taking at 3 if all things are equal and if all things aren't bullshitty like Ace decided to pull. But once he does that, then all things are out. All things are off the board because you can't, it is what it is at that point.
I only remember the Derek Queen guy for the buzzer beater.
I love him. I'm a Turks fan, but I love DQ.
No, Pump, don't worry. The TV's on mute. I'm just saying. Watch
Dennis Smith Jr. Imagine going on live stream shaking pom-poms for a team that drafted you, and then you call and stream and announce they've been traded.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't get too high.
No. I'm not saying like, oh, I can't wait to play with Embiid or blah, blah, like, but at least give it like, thank you for the Sixers for giving me an opportunity. Because once you're drafted,
Pump's going to make me punch my damn computer screen. What's Alex Caruso's go-to move? I don't know Alex Caruso's go-to move. When did I ever say that VJ Edgecombe? I never said any of that. Now you're putting words in my mouth like he has his go-to move. I never said any of that. I called him Alex Caruso. So you type in the chat what Alex Caruso's go-to move is off the dribble because I'd love to know what that is too. I never said that either. And I also just put my big board on the screen too. I had him below like 2 other guys too. I had him like 5th. So like, sorry. I'm trying to be optimistic about the pick. That's all I'm trying to do. That's all I'm trying to do.
He put it on the big board, damn it.
There's a big board.
I think everyone's gone now.
Everyone is
all gone.
Top 10, yeah.
Yep.
Derek Queen just got drafted, so your top 10 lasted top 13. I'd say that's a hell of a job, Luke.
It's pretty good.
I'll appreciate it. I think the fit sucks with DQ, though. I hate that he had to go to New Orleans.
He's going to play
him
with
and Zion is.
Oh, New Orleans, never mind. I'm tripping.
Him and Zion is very interesting, to say the least. No spacing there whatsoever.
Oh, Vasasha Micic in the Mark Williams deal. What a legend.
By the way, I wish I would have known that Mount Verde Academy had all those killers on that team. I would have went over and watched a few games if I could have gotten in. Can we talk? I mean, that you guys see that lineup that they had over here at Mount Verde down in Florida?
No, what was it?
You had Cooper Flagg, Derek Queen, Liam McNeely, Ace.
One of the best. One of the best of all time.
And then somebody else in the second round, the kid from Gonzaga, the other Nebhard or
Nemhard.
Yeah, Nemhard. That was their high school. That was their high school lineup.
Yeah, this Nemhard's like a lot.
Get into that game, dude.
Yo, 100%. Yeah.
Wait,
Pump. We're on the same page here because I said he's probably not going to be a star. I said that. We're on the same page. I completely agree with you. Star players have go-to moves. I never said he's a star. So there you go.
I believe
we all said glue guy. We all said glue guy. We all
said glue guy.
That's great role player. Maybe a 6th man of the year. Is that good for you, Pumper? I mean, I know at number 3, it may be looking for a little more. But
I never even said that if I had 3 that I would pick. I never even said I would do that.
Right?
Yeah, but this is also a unique team. Like, you don't need the number 3 stud right now. It would be nice. Don't get me wrong, but like you're hoping that you're paying 80% of your salary to 3 other guys that are supposed to be your stars with go-to moves. Embiid is a go-to move. It's the free throw line. Maxey is the step back. Friggin'
Yeah.
George got a little side to side.
Pumper, relax. VJ will be better than Jaleel Okafor from back in the day. Didn't we take him at number 3?
Yeah,
He almost won a ring.
Huh?
you had to trigger me, didn't you?
It was either
Don't get me started.
Pump, I agree. I agree. I would have picked Trey Johnson. I would have picked Trey Johnson.
You
I
know,
would have picked Trey
Okafor was
Johnson
an
at 3.
ACL away or an Achilles away from a ring.
Yes.
Yes. Brutal.
This guy's not wearing a shirt.
He probably just would have sold it on eBay though, but
Oh my Lord.
Pump. I agree. I mean, I wish we got Trey Johnson, but VJ will be a pretty good NBA player.
In Daryl, we trust.
Well, I wouldn't go.
I love Carter Bryant. That's a great fit too.
Oh no!
I love that pick.
I need a beer.
They had a great draft.
Dude, put a shirt on. Like, how do you plan for the NBA draft your whole life and you're just like, I don't understand the Iguodala thing. What is going on with this? Why is he dapping up Spurs picks?
Iggy went to Arizona, didn't he?
Yeah, you went to Arizona, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
He is like not saying he's going to be Scotty Barnes because I really don't think he's going to be anywhere near as good as Scotty Barnes. But like how Scotty Barnes averaged like 6 points in college and projected to just be a great NBA player.
Yeah.
I think it's same idea. He's not nearly as good as Scotty Barnes, obviously, but same idea. He only averaged like 6 points.
He doesn't play baseball, right, Pump? He doesn't play baseball. We need a Valdez that plays baseball, and we get the guy that plays basketball. The Phillies need some help right now. We get another gem from Zach Wheeler.
Is that what VJ stands for? Valdez?
Yeah, they've shut out for what, 15 straight innings?
Yep.
What does VJ stand for?
I don't know.
Valdez?
I don't know.
Jacob says, I don't get why we wouldn't trade back, that even if the package wasn't great, we're still going to be one of the ones that pass on Ace if he's crazy good.
Because there was no package at all, and they needed to leave the draft with VJ. Originally, they probably said we like 4 players, and then Ace Bailey was like, okay, remember those plans you had? Well, not anymore, because I don't want to play for any of those teams. So you're going to pick VJ.
Yeah, Ace ruined all that. He says it's pump. What the hell's going on? There we go. Valdez Edgecombe is what it is.
Yeah, but where's the J?
Junior, maybe?
Pump, I'm in. We need some. Hopefully they can hit or pitch out of the bullpen.
No, his brother? Byron Buxton.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Pump, I'm with you there, dude. I've been seeing a lot of D Wade, and it's just like, I don't know. We're doing too much.
Yeah.
We're doing way too much.
It's too much pressure on the kid.
It's because Jay Billis said that like at 19, he reminds him of Victor Oladipo and Dwayne Wade when they were 19.
Oh my God, Jay!
And so
what
now
are you doing to the kid?
So now people are like, oh my God, we just got Dwayne Wade. Like, I don't know. I don't think we did. Like Dwayne Wade was an incredible like mid-range shooter.
Yes.
And I don't know. I don't see it there.
He wasn't Alex Caruso though. We got Alex Caruso.
Why couldn't they draft Johnson? Yeah, we said that Johnson, or if we said earlier, if you're going to reach, you would have preferred them to potentially reach for a guy that can at least put the ball in the basket consistently, right? If you're going to err on a side of a singular skill, you should probably be putting the ball in the basket.
But again, if you want to fall asleep happy,
Maxey,
that's not the way they went.
You have Maxey, George, Embiid, McCain. Those are just ball and basket guys. You have to fill in the.
But Trey is also a guy that is a terrific off-ball player too.
Greg, I literally totally forgot about Grimes. That's how
Yeah,
bad
but
our season was.
we talked about this before. I think that they definitely do like Grimes. They do. But I think that they're really looking to pay him as far down the line to be like, we cannot wait to trade this contract. Because now they can match salary with like a
Our bench
$17
is
million
kind of nice.
guy or whatever.
Our bench is going to be what? Grimes and Edgecombe, or is it going to be McCain and Edgecombe?
Probably Grimes and Edgecombe, if I were to guess, day one.
That's nice. I don't mind that.
Maybe I could see Grimes getting in the starting lineup and then having McCain and VJ off the like that's a fun bench. McCain, VJ, like that's a fast-paced, offensive-minded, like transition-oriented lineup. I like that a lot.
Sounds like
And yeah, I could see Grimes starting. I feel like now that I think about it, that's more likely.
Yeah, I forgot Grimes was even on the team. That season was so.
But I really think that they paid him, and they're really looking to pay him to be like, this is a great trade asset, like down the line. I don't think they're going to do it this summer. Definitely not. Maybe not even next season. But if he's going to make somewhere around like 18 million for 4 years, that's a really good contract to be able to trade.
I have to go off like Luke. Yes, we drafted a bench player because we're not really a lottery team. We are a lottery team because nobody played. Maxie didn't play.
Dylan Harper's going to be a bench player.
You're like, what are we talking about?
Dylan Harper's going to be a bench player.
Ace Bailey would not have started. In my opinion, I don't think he would have.
Especially if you started.
You can't say it. You can't tell him that though. Even though you're probably right, you can't tell him that.
If you kept Yabu, are we keeping Yabu, Luke? I think we are.
No, he's gone. He's gone. I think he's gone.
That's what I thought. But Yabu's like fighting it on Twitter and Instagram. He was like, "What are you saying?"
Pump. Oh god, dude, this kills me. This power forward talk. Power forward. Because now it's positionless basketball. It's positionless basketball.
It'll be
you play to your system. Max, whoa, oh my God! See now we've hit a new limit. We've reached new heights. We've reached new heights. But it's positionless basketball. Like if you're, I don't think any team is going and saying like we need a small forward, we need a power forward, or anything like that. I don't know. I don't see it. See it.
James, we wonder every week too. He says, I don't get what Pump wants. We passed on a guy who doesn't want to be here. Is clearly a player that needs 30 minutes and a ton of offensive touches. Yeah, it wasn't going to be the right fit.
I can't wait for the first night that like the Sixers play Utah on like some random ass Tuesday, and Ace Bailey shoots 2 of 15 from the floor, and then we just yell at Pump for an hour and a half.
Not even that. They're going to boo him every trip down the floor. Every time,
and he well deserved. Well deserved. Boo him. He should get booed his entire career.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't think his career is going to be that long. I really don't.
I think he's going to. NBA. I disagree. I think he's going to have a really rough few years. But then I think once he like matures and plays a few years in the league and he realizes that he needs to do certain things differently to expand his career, I think he'll play a longer career. Like that's what I was saying. Like I have more interest in a 22-year-old Ace Bailey who's been through the fire, and it's like, okay, maybe I'm not this on-ball like best player on the team guy.
Who didn't
and that intrigues me.
Games at Rutgers with a
rookie contract. Ace Bailey does not intrigue me at all because he thinks he needs to be the guy.
Thomas Sorber just goes to the defending champs.
That was almost a lot.
Total side note, I am not an Adembona guy at all, and I don't know when we pick in the second round, but I'd love to get Pump's saying a power forward, but I would love to get another big.
There's a lot of
we all know Pump's going to be right, and he'll be waiting for an apology that no one's going to give. So just don't hold your breath, Pump. We love you in here. We're
giving you your apology.
What are you right about?
We're giving all this love. There's not even a super chat.
Yeah,
no, not even that. What are you right about? Like you're saying he's a glue guy. We agree with you.
No, he's saying Ace Bailey, but is also, again, he is so scared to shoot 3-point shots that he's willing to sacrifice $15 million of his own money to make sure that he's in a place where he can continue to take mid-range shots. So he might be an all-star, but he would never be an all-star on this version of this team. Ever.
I can't wait to see his true shooting percentage after the first year.
See, Casey, I was like, you sound crazy for that statement, but I was like sort of with you with the Maxey not being a great playmaker until Luke opened my eyes when he was like, well, who the hell? He had PJ Tucker in the starting lineup at one point.
That's where I was going to jump to. Like
he had nobody to play make with. And then when Embiid's on the floor, you're just slowing everything down and giving it to Embiid in the post. And then now he's your playmaker. So like he's never really been.
But we're going to hold
go
last
against
year
that
against Maxey, right?
Right. You can't do that.
You can't hold last year against Maxey.
No.
Did he have a good year? No, he didn't. Right? Like he didn't have a great. I'm sorry, he didn't have a great year. He still averaged a really good number, but you can't hold last year against him. If he comes back this year with hopefully a more of a continuity from a team and who he's playing next to every night and has the same year, then maybe we can start to have maybe a little discussion, right? But I'm not going to hold last year against Maxey just because all of last year went up like smoke real quick, right? It started that way, right? It started without George and Embiid for the first, 3 weeks? And then you get a guy back and he's hurt again, and then he gets hurt, and I can't hold it against him on a one-off.
That was so Sixers. Like, they didn't even tell us.
We got the number 3 pick because of last year, and now we're going to hold everything that happens last year on probably our now best player right now.
Well, I also think the other part of it is that when people say he's not a great playmaker, I'm just going to say, yeah, you're right. He's not a great play. Like, I agree with you. He's not. I'm not going to pretend like he is. I think you need to bring in guys who can take some of that pressure off of him because he's a tremendous scorer and he's a great off-the-ball player too. So, I don't know. I kind of get where they're coming from, but I kind of agree with them. He's not a great playmaker. And if he was, he would be an all-star starter every year. But he's not.
Oh. Jake Myers, you son of a bitch.
No, but that was so Sixers last year where we didn't hear anything bad about Embiid and George. And then it was like the day before the game, it was like they're out, home opener. Embiid to be reevaluated in 2 weeks. We're like, what are you talking about? Like, they just blindsided us. They waited till everyone bought the tickets. They were like, oh.
Yeah, and Sam says, what up, fam? I've been in and out of the chat. With that said, Edgecombe is a great pick, although Tom is it wrong. Bahamas. Pump you possibly could correct, but Ace seems like a jerk-off.
And let's also, before we go into these expectations with Pump, if Ace Bailey is scoring 20 points a night on the Jazz, who in his entire career end up in the play-in every year and losing, that is still not a player that I would want at 3. I want to be clear with that, too. That goes back to my Brandon Ingram thing. Brandon Ingram is a better basketball player than Alex Caruso. No doubt about it. But on like 90% of winning teams, if you're like, hey, you can have Brandon Ingram or you can have Alex Caruso, they'll be like, Alex Caruso does a whole lot for my team right now. Whereas Brandon Ingram, is a better piece for me to build around technically. But like, what is he going to do on this team? Like, what is he adding to our team? His weaknesses are going to be exposed completely.
KZ says Maxey basically had the same team around him to stop coming here. No, he's not. He hasn't beaten George.
And McCain.
Like, they got hurt last year. So you can't have the same team when guys are hurt the entire year.
Dude, and we're also acting like it's like, oh my God, if Maxey was a better distributor of the ball, we would have like made the playoffs. No, we wouldn't have. Like, what are you talking about? That wouldn't have made any difference. We would have sucked anyway. So it doesn't make any difference.
We had guys on 10-day contract. We had Philip Marshall out there ball. Half these guys are
Who?
Swoopy says, I agree. The Sixers 7-9 years ago focused on loading on big man and forward, but now they're focused on loading up on guards, no balance. Can only focus.
Oh, well, the league's changed.
Well, the league, no, Mike, you're absolutely right. The league changed, and also the NBA stepped in and took our process away from us, right? So I think there was a plan, but when you first drafted it, Embiid, he was hurt, right? So you continue to draft or bring in bigs because you don't know what you have with Embiid. So you got to make sure you're covered there, and the rest of the league was chasing the Warriors. And Hinkie was smart enough to know that the league's going to come back to normal and not to chase the Warriors because the Warriors had 4 of the greatest shooters of all time on the same team, or 3 of them, right? And so he went big, right? And now we're going guards because the league's turned back to guards. That's just what it is. It's not like I don't think it's a focus. I just think it's the position they've been put in by their where they're drafting and what the league has to offer.
I also think for the Sixers' sake, not necessarily us, but for their sake, I don't think they picked him because he's a guard. I think they picked him because they thought that he was actually the best guy there.
The best player for him.
I'm not. We don't think that, but clearly that's what they think.
That's what the Sixers think. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Well, he's the only guy we worked out with, right?
Oh my God, Greg, you're gonna freak out.
I think so, Mike. Yes. What's that?
This is the reach of the draft. You're gonna love it. I kind of hate that I just spoiled that for you.
So this is
what did they draft me?
So this is going to Portland?
It's nowhere even close. I'm pissed that Twitter just ruined that for me, but it's if I gave you 10 guesses, you wouldn't guess it.
I know who it is.
Crazy reach.
The guy from China.
Why'd you ruin it?
Oh yeah.
You actually just guessed that? That was a good guess.
I wanted him at 35. I wanted this 7'2" guy from China at 35. But remember, this is going to Portland, though, right?
How did I spoil it? I thought you were ahead of me, Greg. I'm lost.
Are you serious?
I thought you were ahead of me.
He's in the stands.
He's in the stands.
Yang Hansen. Oh, that's amazing.
That man is 20 rows up in the stands. Doesn't even have his own table. That's crazy. Wow.
I'm with you, Ryan. I love what the Spurs did today. Love what they did today.
He came in button and jacket. At least
that is crazy.
At least he's right by the stage.
He looks like he's like 7. He's 30 feet tall, but he looks like he's 7.
He can't shoot at all, and he moves like Embiid off of one ACL. Like he looks like Embiid in that Knicks series.
I would like
Don. I think that's
Clayton Jr. to Timberwolves. I know they got Dillingham, but I think Clayton Jr. would be way better.
Am I right? Isn't this pick going to Portland?
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
They also have like 20 centers on their team too. They have Ayton,
Klingon,
Robert Williams, Klingon, and now this guy.
There you go, Swoopy. They're going big too. They're going big. Maxey still at PG. He didn't have PG. McCain played like 20 games.
They played 15 games together, and I think 4 of the 15 games, one of them got hurt in like the first quarter. So they did not play together.
Wait, I'm losing my mind. Did McCain even play last year?
He played 23 games.
Yeah, nobody played on the Sixers last year. Don't worry about it.
Wait, I'm really losing my mind. That was his rookie year last year?
Yeah.
Jesus, that went quick.
Yeah, them 58 losses rack up in a hurry, you know?
Yeah, he played the first 15 games.
First guy you don't have on the board, Luke.
Yo, Minnesota, I
that is shocking.
believe they need Clayton Jr. Minnesota's a team that needs a guy that's ready now.
Ricky Rubio still in the league?
I really think so. I think they need a guy that can play now. Like Conley's old and Dillingham's good, but he's a little like sporadic. He reminds me like Mathurin. Like he will be good, but like they're just out of control.
I thought he was going to be way better. Well, he just didn't really get that fair of a shot. I think hopefully with like Conley being a year older, hopefully he'll get a better shot.
Did you guys hear what's his face? Jeff Teague talk about how Justin Edwards is better than Ace Bailey?
I did see that.
He said
kind of a ridiculous thing to say, but I do think Justin Edwards is very underappreciated amongst just Sixer fans.
Yes.
I think he's definitely a part of this young core. Like, definitely.
Like, I don't think we're throwing parades for him yet. Like, underappreciated.
No, but He's a great building block piece. Like, I think on a championship team, I do think he can play. Not start, but I think he can play. I think he can play.
He was a flashlight on its last battery in a dark alley.
I disagree. He's the number one high school. He's the number one recruit in high school. So like he's had this in his bag all along. I'm a big fan. I like
Kentucky screwed him up. Kentucky screwed him up, is what he was saying.
Yeah, I think he can play like
what Teague's fault was, right?
I think he can play like an Aaron Wiggins role, on a team, like 8th, 9th man.
Yeah.
Why draft an Ace Bailey when you potentially have a guy that's better than him already on your roster in Justin Edwards? That was his thought.
I mean, I'm not going to go as far to say that, but I do think he's a good player for sure.
James says Minnesota's an interesting spot. It is. He said Brandon says he could see Ace and Newell go here.
He's falling like crazy right now.
You got to take Quinn Jr.
This is our pick.
They don't have a second.
Minnesota.
They don't have a second scorer. They don't have a second scorer. They got rid of Towns. It's literally Randall's okay, I guess.
Dante Vincenzo.
Yakachonis is falling like crazy too. I thought he would be great with. He'd be great with Minnesota. A big point guard.
I was going to say Don. That's an all-time ugly, awkward combo big man. If you want, if it was Edey and Wang.
Why are they drafting these freaking random centers they're not even from here?
I like the way the board's falling right now for us at 35. I think there's going to be a lot of guys there.
Foreigner.
Yeah.
Jones?
Like Jace Richardson's falling. Nick Clifford's falling. Nick Clifford, if you talk about like a wing, oh my God, I would consider trading up for a guy like Nick Clifford.
Well, let's
sure.
Bring it up. Let's bring up your board because I don't think this guy was on there.
No, I think he was. Yeah, he was, but not that high.
I'd love to see the Sixers trade up and grab Ace and Newell.
I would like that. I'm more of a fan of Nick Clifford, but I like it.
See you, brother.
Yep.
Let's pull up your big board while we go here.
There's a lot of guys there.
Richardson. You're talking about Neek.
Jace Richardson on our team makes zero sense because he's talk about no size. I mean, that's the one thing he doesn't have going for him. He's 6'2", so that's not going to happen.
The only argument for him, right, is pedigree, right? It's just you go with that pedigree. And Jason obviously played for us for a minute.
Yeah.
Did you even have this Chinese guy on here?
No, I didn't. Oh I did not. Like I honestly, I saw people like on like Discords and stuff like that, like wanting him at 35, and even then, I'm like, no, I'm good. I do not.
I wanted him at 35.
Yeah, I'm like he can't move. He can't jump over a curb. Like I'm good.
Neither can the guy playing behind, right?
That's awesome.
Neither can Embiid.
Noah Panda.
Yeah, you're right. That's a cool name. I love the kid from Kentucky, Kobe Brea. I love him. He's perfect for what we would need right now. Just shoot the shit out of the ball. And he's got a pretty good frame.
Drafted a kid out of Kentucky named Kobe. I'm in. I'm down. 100% in.
He spells it differently, but yeah. That's who I want at 35.
I'm just waiting for my boy to get drafted and get some respect. I hope Miami does take him.
Who's that?
Walter Clayton.
Oh, you're talking about Clayton.
Yeah, I pray Miami doesn't take him. He's gonna kill us forever.
It's so weird, but how do you he's 23, okay. But how do you carry a freaking natty chip run and just ball out the way he did and just fall this far? It's actually crazy.
Because the NBA doesn't give a shit about what you do in college, realistically. They just look at your tape and what they project.
Yeah, like he literally looks like a mini Jamal Murray right now, and you're taking guys out of China. Can you imagine if the Sixers did that with the third pick? We take Yang Hansen, and we freaking riot.
I kind of could. I'm not gonna lie. I could see that. I'm all over Kobe Bryant at 35. That's my dream. Pump, good news. Kobe Bryant is 6'7", and he can shoot. You're going to love him. You're going to love him.
I can't wait for him to go 34.
Yeah. Yeah. Or we're probably not going to pick him, but whatever.
Luke, you remember Carson Edwards?
Of course.
I remember.
I thought he was going to be amazing.
Me too. When the when the Celtics took him the pick before us, dude, I was breaking shit in my bed. I don't think he's played a minute like in the last 2 years. Is he even in the league?
I don't think so.
Like I thought he was going to be disgusting. Like I couldn't believe he kept falling. I was like, oh my god.
He's not 26. He's older than some of the other. He's 22. He's not 26. I get it. He's not the youngest guy, but I like him. Him. He has an NBA skill set.
It's a second round pick. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, that's facts.
Well, 35 is like a late first. You're going to get someone pretty damn talented at 35.
Of course, I would think go crazy against Tennessee. Right there you go. He went nuts against Tennessee in the tournament.
Yeah, dude, Carson Edwards.
SJM, definitely possible. Definitely possible.
He was a problem.
What about Kalkbrenner?
Oh, dude, his player comp for me is like 2025 Brook Lopez. He is slow as shit, but he plays exactly like Brook Lopez, but like the older, washed down version of Brook Lopez. So, like, if you're willing to deal with the guy,
34, right?
Yeah, like if you're willing to draft a guy who's just slow as shit, you can do it. I'm not in love with it, but
you don't like slow white guys, Pump?
I'm kind of.
I thought you were a Phillies fan.
I'm with Pump on this one.
No, good stuff.
I like
good stuff
Kobe
with the draft
Bryant.
boards, though, Luke. Good stuff. That's fun to have.
No, the Sixers Kalkbrenner jersey would go nuts in Wildwood. Go absolutely nuts in Wildwood.
Oh my god! Wait, are they wearing the all blacks this year?
Yeah, I actually.
I hope so.
I thought so. I thought they said that last year. That next year, which is now.
I thought so too, but then I also saw like a leak of one, and it's not the black one. It's like a blue. It kind of looks like the one when Ben was here, where it's like the cursive Philadelphia, but it's like the jersey's blue, and
like
the letters are. Yeah, it's literally that, but like the colors are inverted. Yeah.
Sam, we just take the fact that Noah didn't fall asleep. You know what I mean? Like, we're good. As long as he leaves before he falls asleep on air, we're good.
I doubt he's not even an NBA guy. He's a football guy.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, Johnny, it's not pretty. We got two gems. Well, we got first and third right now. Top 8, 1 out. First and third, Schwarber up. Phillies down 1-0. They have not scored in 16 innings. That is correct.
Double play.
Oh, 100%
wow.
happening. But yeah, Ranger threw a gem yesterday. I haven't been tuned in, but only one run. Wheels threw well tonight.
Wait, is Turner on first?
No, Turner's on first. Yes.
Yeah, he's on first. Steal second.
Why is he not stealing?
Well, he fouled it off, so first pitch he couldn't go.
On my phone.
Well, you could have went. You'd have to go back.
Yeah, they didn't. I didn't hear it because I don't have it muted. Like they could have said, "Runner out." Yeah, there's the runner. Well, there's a double play.
Nope.
Oh,
Nobody
out.
Bang!
Nobody there.
No outs.
Did Marshy score? No, he stayed. Okay. All right. Bases
Here
loaded.
goes
Infield single.
play.
Yep. Out boom.
It's a guaranteed double play. Guaranteed double play.
Double play.
Oh my!
And do we get a?
The Wizards. The Wizards took my boy.
They traded him to Utah.
They traded him to Utah.
To Clayton.
Yeah.
Man, he's got to play with Ace. That sucks for him. I like him a lot.
I mean, I would take Utah.
What an interesting fit that is.
Over Washington.
That is a wild fit.
That's a good read by Marshy.
White in Utah?
Good read by Marshy, though. He's dead out if he goes.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if I'm the Sixers right now, I get it. He's older, and he's a much older prospect, which kind of makes you pause. But Nick Clifford has a skill set that is just built to play right now on our team. The further he falls, I don't get it at all.
Oh, you know an NBA guy is really good at NBA when they're showing your football highlights.
KZ, he did need a beer. I don't know. He's busy at work with the 4th of July coming up.
What does he do?
He works at a meat packaging plant, like at deli meats.
Yeah,
Like,
Portland's already framing him as the Chinese Jokic.
Oh
That's
my
what
God!
he's.
No way.
Yeah, SJM, worst thing, right? Your 3-hole hitter, infield single.
Okay, so just for like the Sixers' sake, Utah sent number 21 and 2 seconds to jump 3 spots. That's crazy. So like, if we're at 35 and we get towards the end of the first round, it's going to cost 2 more seconds really to jump a few.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
you're
know if
right.
I'm
We're
willing
not
to do
even
that.
we're not even in the 20s yet, right? Like,
Yeah. So they traded back 3 spots and got 2 second-round picks on top of it.
I wish they made this shit like a fantasy football draft and gave everyone like 2 minutes and just did the whole thing.
Yeah, this takes forever, dude.
Yeah,
I saw other people say
NFL.
like
people say how great the NFL is. It takes forever. It's like fucking 15 rounds.
imagine they did the lottery like an hour before the draft.
That would be sick. I want them to do that.
That would be nuts.
so fun.
Obviously,
that would be awesome.
That would be so fun.
it would go against everything that they stand for and like, interviews and evaluations and on stuff like that. But
Never do it. The NBA, like the
Pump, we agree on something. I am dying for Nick Clifford to somehow in some alternate universe to fall to 35 somehow. I doubt that happens, but that would be amazing.
Yep, there goes Walter. KZ said Chokers fans thought he was going to win with Westbrook as his point guard. They got to I don't think they lost because of Westbrook.
He just catches strays now because he was built on athleticism, and the older he gets, the less athleticism he has. And now he just gets every stray possible.
I mean, if we want to get real, they lost because Jamal Murray wasn't any good in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron Gordon, no, they took the Thunder to 7. Aaron Gordon he ruptured his hamstring. He played like 3 games.
All that was without Jamal Murray being good.
Yeah, literally. And they still went. Didn't they go 7?
Directly before the playoffs probably wasn't a good idea.
That didn't help either. Yes.
That was weird as shit. That was weird as shit, Ryan. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's a weird NBA year.
Like, you're the 4 seed in the West. There's 3 games left. You won like 7 of your last 10. You get canned. Or no, they lose 7 of the last 10. But either way, you're the 4 seed. They say, see ya. And you took the Thunder to 7.
At least he didn't ground to a double play.
Yeah, but
what are you swinging at?
Swinging a pitch in the other batter's box. What are you doing, bro?
As a 3-hole hitter. Oh, it's so disappointing.
That's awful. That never even had a chance to come back.
Fucking terrible. Oh, first pitch swinging Casty. He's never seen a pitch he don't like.
Yeah.
I saw he was like statistically the second least clutch hitter in baseball or something like that.
Oh, that's not shocking.
Bohm or Casty?
Which one?
Casty was the second least clutch.
Actually better.
No, it was like a stat for this season. It was like a number stat. He was the second least in the entire MLB. Yeah.
Last year he was nuts, actually.
Oh, remember that? Remember that, Don? Diddy! Good old Ralph. Good old Ralph. Boom working, yeah. And then strikes out. He has a bum.
You guys batting like 280. Everyone hates him. It's so funny. My one buddy hates him. He texts me every day about him. I hate him. I want him gone. Trade him. He stinks. It's so funny. I'm like, dude, I'm not saying he's a stud, but 280.
He's treated.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
They're not paying him.
They're not going to pay him.
They're not paying him.
No way.
Nor should they, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're going to move. I don't know.
I don't think he's irreplaceable. I just don't think he gets so much hate. I guess it's because
I think he brings it on. He brings it on himself, though.
He's not a bad player, but for what the Phillies need him to be, he needs to be better.
Like this is a team that has 0 runs right now.
Beat
We haven't
that
scored
shit
in
out.
16. We haven't scored in 16 straight innings, and we're gonna blame the guy that's batting 280 that why we haven't scored in 16 straight innings.
17.
Well, everyone wanted to blame Rojas last night, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying
you can blame Rojas.
Match,
Rojas is a freaking truck driver.
We left 37 guys on base yesterday.
Yeah, Rojas can't even lay a bunt down though. It was like 2 times he came up, he couldn't even get a bunt down. Like he stinks. If you can't hit, you can't lay a bunt down.
I'm not saying he doesn't, but I'm saying like you're right. In that sense, you're right though. Like we wrong guys catch blame there, right? You know what I mean? But
listen, I sound like I am, but I'm not the biggest like boom guy anyway.
Bases loaded, 1 out. I need a ball in play.
100%. But if he puts the ball in play, it'll be a double play. We'll be like, yep, he stinks, double play.
We're gonna say he stinks when he swings the ball in the batter's box anyway, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but I looked at a lineup yesterday. Otto Kemp's been great, but he's a D2 guy. Like we have Otto Kemp, Buddy Kennedy, Johan Rojas, and we're gonna
like last night was the only time that he's looked overmatched against Hader, right? Like, and that's first time you see a guy like Hader. But yeah, I'm with you with Buddy Kennedy and Rojas though. But because Houston has a lefty closer, and Topper's got to go righty lefty matchup. You didn't use Kepler. You didn't use Marsh. You didn't use Stott, right? You could have pinch hit somebody. They would have given you better bats than Buddy Kennedy and Rojas.
Yeah, like to me, like where did Kennedy play? I don't even remember. First base. Yeah, like he stinks. Like I would much rather have. And it's 2 different positions, but like to me, I don't care if it's a lefty. Start Stott. Like he's such a better bat than Buddy Kennedy.
Well,
like the Sosa. I like Sosa. Sosa was balling. Even though he swung at the 2-0, but
yeah, Johnny, it wasn't a good.
I forget who it is. There's
Mike. He's not shown nothing. He hasn't hit a ball out yet, but he's not shown nothing.
Yeah,
he's actually been really good on defense. But
he's been good defensively. I keep seeing this tweet. I forget who it is. It's like the Phillies are in the worst position possible. The bases are loaded.
Yeah,
and it comes up like it's a tweet from like 2021, and I find it funny every single time somebody retweets it.
You're also missing your actual true 3-hole.
Yeah,
like obviously, like Harper.
You haven't had Harper for fucking forever.
Like Cassie swings at anything.
Yeah, but that's nothing new, right? You know what I mean? Like
like that. But that's why he's great. Like when he's your 6, 7, maybe 5th guy, you're like, wow, all right, we're a really good lineup. When he's 4. Like, I don't know.
You need again.
Everyday Strom.
Hopefully he's good tonight. He's been shaky.
Oh, Pastrami. Well, because he throws 93 and he thinks he throws 99.
Another good thing that the Phillies are on mute on my phone is you don't have to listen to Rube tonight. You know, we got to.
Oh my God. There's no question about it.
Did Trey give up an error for that run? Oh, it sucks. There goes all the trades. Not that bad on defense, guys.
Yeah, you're so right about Ruben.
He's not bad on defense. He's just his errors are so timely.
Just untimely.
Well, that's how I feel about Bohm. That's a great way to put it. That's literally Bohm. Like his outs are just so timely.
I agree there, Mike.
Stinks.
Yeah, we agree there, Mike. We were talking that last week, Mike. We were talking about Byron Buxton was our name last week. Still a great name.
Get him in Duran.
Yeah,
in Minnesota.
Yeah, but I don't need all that dramatic when you come in the game. Just throw the damn ball.
You can do whatever you want if you throw 101. I don't give a fuck. You.
It's gonna be a meme when we get lit up by the Mets in round 1.
Go to Minnesota for Duran and Buxton, or go to Boston for Duran and Chapman. And maybe you sprinkle a Bregman while you're there.
Oh, listen, I love Duran. He can leave that little theatrics back in wherever he came from.
This tracks. Casey, this tracks. What's wrong with Rufus? He's terrible, Casey.
He stinks.
He's terrible.
Everybody that's not named Kruk stinks on that broadcast.
Drums windup looks like 102 every hitter, then sees a changeup at 93.
Greg, I almost called you Craig. I don't know why. Ruben literally sucks. Like you said, he always says there's no question about it. He'll always say there's no question about that, or there's no doubt about that. He'll be like, well, he knows how to. He said it yesterday about Framber Valdez. He goes, he knows how to pitch, Tom. There's no question about that. He knows how to pitch. Thanks, dude. He's a Major League Baseball pitcher.
No, dude, I'm a massive baseball guy. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen, like Steph, you probably have, like Mazeroski over in Milwaukee. That kid's throwing 102 and then his slider's 94,
knocking guys over.
Yeah, imagine you're Strom or somebody and you're coming out of the pen and you're like, oh, I feel really good today. And your fastball's 92, and this guy's throwing a slider at 94.
Yeah,
he's like 23 years old or some shit. Like, it's just disgusting. I can't wait. He's got an MLB The Show card. I used it the other day. It's absolutely filthy.
I didn't use this year's. I've used this last year's in last year's game.
They have like a spotlight card or something. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there. I haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, I don't have it. I forget where I used it, like co-op or something.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Oh, it's that guy. Nolan Torrey just went.
I flipped the Phils on once Clayton got drafted.
Where's Fran Fraschilla at? With our international guys?
I think Miami might pick Chase Richardson, and he's another guy that they would pick that could just randomly turn into a stud.
Greg,
he is everything but size.
Oh my God, home run. Nola? Jesus.
2-0. Is it time to trade Nola?
No. Well, it won't happen. No one's going to take him. It won't happen.
VJ is at the presser right now.
Yeah.
And this says VJ Edgecombe raved about his time getting to know Tyrese Maxey. He said, that's going to be my backcourt mate, and said hopefully he and Maxey will retire as part of the same team one day.
Oh, shit. There you go. See, Buckets, you killed the guy early because you didn't want to talk about the team. Now he's here for life.
And you know what's cool about that?
It wasn't just him. Everyone did it.
I'm just busting you.
Yeah.
What's cool about that is that when this guy gets drafted, he talks about like what it's going to be like playing with all these guys. I guarantee you, if Ace Bailey came here, it would be me. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to do that. I'm going to do this. It's me. No, I'm over the me guys. We've had too many me guys here. I'm done.
KZ says, I love Rome's Captain Obvious commentary. Can't wait to hear Mike talk about the Sixers broadcast.
Nah, dude.
Oh, well, that's a whole other problem.
Harry is rolling and it's great. So, real quick, let's get back a little bit to the draft. Do you see the Heat trading Bam? Is that legit, or is that just smoke?
I think Pat Riley is in a he's in a spot where he's old, and I think he wants one last run at not to be like we're title favorites, to be like, okay, like we can make a push in the playoffs type of run. And he's also in an Eastern Conference where there's almost no talent at all because everyone's just hurt. And like we've brought up in the past, teams like Detroit, if I'm looking at the East right now, I'll be the guy again. I'm going to say it right now. I think you're going to get a healthy Paul George because he's not nearly like on a normal season as unhealthy as he was last year. So I think you're going to get a healthy Paul George. What he's going to do on the court, whole other question. But I think he's going to play a lot more. So Embiid aside, I think that they are good enough, given the current state of the Eastern Conference, to be a top 6 seed in the East. I'm confident in saying that. I think they have more depth and talent than most of the Eastern Conference. I think that's fair to say.
It's draft night. We got over 200 people watching across all our platforms. Go ahead and give us a like, give us a subscribe, share the show. Let's see, we got 175 on X. Go ahead and retweet the show for us. 25 on YouTube. Go ahead and drop us a like. Come on. 10 or so on Facebook. Give us a share. Give us a like. Throw us a comment. Get in here. NBA draft, number 20 coming up. Miami Heat on the clock.
They took Tingus Pingus.
They always do this shit. This guy's gonna be ridiculous now too.
Yeah,
he's
gonna average 7 threes against the Sixers.
Yakupchunas?
6 years.
He's gonna average like 15 assists a game.
Yeah.
Crazy passer.
He was pretty filthy at Illinois.
Great point guard. He's great next to Tyler Hero. I like that fit for him a lot.
He looks like a taller Goran Dragic.
A little bit.
That's honestly crazy you say that. I like that comp a lot. A lot. He's a big point guard.
He said he was able to trade Noah, Rojas, and some pitcher for Dylan Cease, the Japanese pitcher. That will be the show. Nice. Yeah, I mean, they're not trading Noah. They're not. They like him too much.
No, there's no way.
And up until this year, he's always been durable. He hasn't been this bad, right? I mean, this is a blip on the radar.
Oh yeah, it's not really much a shot at him. It's just a shot at the team in general with the bullpen and bringing a big bat in.
Errors in bullpen the right package, problem right now. You're not hitting the fucking baseball.
Yeah.
100%. But still, I mean, I'm not comfortable going in a playoff series against the Mets or anybody to begin with. And you gotta listen. Nobody scares you until Tanner Banks is throwing the 6th inning and Taijuan Walker's throwing the 6th inning. Like we need bullpen. You can't.
Also, again,
you don't even have a closer.
You're not going to have those
You're naming guys that have actually, except for Walker, Tanner Banks has been really good recently.
He has been pretty good.
He's been really good.
Yeah, but everyone's great in June. Wait till I'm not trusting Tanner Banks against anybody in the playoffs. He is your when the shit hits the fan guy. Like
he's working his way into being the eight tier guy
from the
left side.
That's scary.
I wonder what JC Romero's doing nowadays.
Oh, good old JC. Probably a couple needles here and there.
You think he was a needle guy? I feel like he was a pill guy.
He might. Yeah, I mean, regardless, he was an extracurricular activity guy.
He was doing something.
He pitched a no-hitter versus that's nice. Donnie said Danny Wolf is falling.
Love that for the Sixers if they could somehow get him.
Who's the guy that you agreed with on Pump? Because he didn't get drafted yet, I don't think.
Nope, Kobe Pete. Like him a lot. Oh, wait, no. We agreed on Neek Clifford, I think. Yeah, Neek Clifford.
Well, Luke, if we pull up the big board, right? We pull up here.
Neek Clifford is 20. What is he, like 23 or something? I think. He's 23.
The last guy in the lottery talent just went, right? That's Yakupchunas. So they got Miami got a lottery talented guy here at 20.
I think so.
I would agree with you.
He's too much size.
There was early parts where Yakupchunas was like top 10 pick, right?
Yeah,
like,
I mean he's
early part of
he has great size.
They're in the middle of the season. Yakupchunas was a top 10 pick.
Wait, why did I just put this together? The Suns got Malawak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got Mark Williams, Nick Richards, Malawak.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what are they doing? I don't get what they're doing. And now I saw on Twitter they're like, Nick Richards is a prime trade candidate. I'm like, no shit. No shit.
James Jackson said the Phillies really feel like the Sixers now, as unfortunate as that is.
I've been saying it for months, James.
No, the Sixers are much worse off than the Phillies are.
I mean, yes, there's obviously levels to this. But
the comparison really is nobody cares anymore until they win it all.
Yeah.
Like I feel like with the Phillies, like that first run was so magical. You didn't expect to be there. You weren't that disappointed in the first run. Then the second run to the Diamondbacks, you were like pissed off. And now it's just like they lose to the Mets, and you're just like, oh my, no one cares till they win. Like this is all great. They win 100 games or 80, 85, 90 games, whatever they're going to win, but no one cares till they win it all.
I just look at it like the core that they have is 3 years old. So
yeah, that's what I mean. Like we enjoy you got to enjoy the ride, but we've been enjoying the ride for 2 or 3 years, and now it's just like talk to me when they win.
Forget how old the players are. I just look at it like their core now is 3 years old. So if it doesn't work after the third year, conversations need to be had.
You're getting close here because obviously Schwarber's in the last year of his contract. Castellanos has one more year. Is JT a free agent after this year? JT's a free agent after this year.
Ranger.
Ranger's a free
agent.
God,
we're about to have Cesar Hernandez again.
I mean, but like the difference now between like what happened, years ago is the Phillies gutted their farm system to keep themselves going before, right? Back after 2010, 2011. Like they still have all of these prospects coming up, right? You're going to be able to have, you got Andrew Painter, you got Mick Abel unless he gets traded. You got Justin Crawford. You got who's the shortstop?
Aiden Miller.
Aiden Miller's coming up, right? Like you got these guys in a pipeline that you're going to be able to be here, and all of those guys are like top 100 prospects in baseball right now. Andrew Painter's a top 5 guy. Justin Crawford's like a top 15 guy. Aiden Miller's up there too. Like these are all like top prospects, and they're going to be talked about when in the deadline in a couple weeks' time. But I feel like they're just kind of unless they can get somebody relatively cheap, we'll see what happens. I don't like, but yeah, I think this is the last time that this team is going to be together in the sense, at least in like the core that it is now. Like, depending on what happens, I could for sure see them like trading Castellanos this offseason. You got to bring Schwarber back. You have to at whatever the hell they're going to do. I don't think they're going to pay Ranger, which is painful because he's been absolutely electric the last few weeks since he came off the IL. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's the roster's just like it's too old right now. You have to get younger. You have to. You maybe give JT another 2-year deal, maybe 3. To have, because I think we have a pretty good catching prospect down on the farm. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough, man. Like the team's so good, and you're like one of the best teams in the National League. You're one of the best teams in baseball right now, and but it's hard to watch this team like every night and just be like, you can tell you're short, right? You need an outfield bat. You need a bullpen arm or two. You need Bryce Harper back, right? Like it's hard to take it seriously, but also like it's not even July yet, right? You still got July, August, September. You got 3 full months of baseball to go, right? And this team I think it's going to be very different in about a month.
Yeah, it's got to be different. Like we hope it is, because, like you said, you get that. I think the last point you made is like the biggest one. Like you can just tell it's different.
Mm-hmm.
You can just tell that we're missing stuff. Like I feel like in years prior, like you felt like you had all the pieces, you were ready for the playoffs. But this year you're watching and you could just see the holes.
Yeah, and then
that's what's
the
frustrating.
whole like Alvarado situation where he took PEDs or whatever thing that he took that he can't help him lose weight or whatever. Like that fucks you even more. Like you already needed a bullpen arm or two, right? And then you lose your best bullpen guy, like your closer, the guy that you could throw in those high leverage situations, who can throw 100 miles an hour with a sick cutter, right? Like that makes it even that much harder. And everybody knows you need stuff, which is going to make the asking price higher. So but there's 3 guys you're not going to trade no matter what. You're not trading Crawford, you're not trading Aiden Miller, and you're not trading Painter. So you're trading Mick Abel for something, or you're trading Ranger, which realistically, I don't really want to trade Ranger. You kind of just get a comp pick for him later, but who the hell knows? How to lose their fight without Bryce.
Oh no. VJ just had a bad quote.
What do you say?
Why?
He said it's great because they played together on the Bahamas. He said it's crazy. Me and Eric Gordon are teammates now. But then he said EG is old though, man. So at least he knows that.
Eric Gordon's not going to be here when the season starts.
I think he's probably going to be here. It's up to him because
is it a player option?
it. Yeah. I saw Lowry's likely to be back.
Oh, no.
I think the 4 of them are all going to be back, but I don't think they're all going to play.
Christ.
For who? Lowry, Gordon.
I think Lowry, because Gordon is going to come back, player option. Oubre is going to come back, but I feel like he'll probably get traded, though. I'd be shocked if he played, but he'll be back contractually, player option. Drummond's definitely going to accept that. And then I also think he's probably a trade candidate, too. I would be shocked if he's on the team.
I like
But
Oubre.
just in
I
terms of
like
like,
Kelly Oubre too. I like him a lot.
I like.
I don't
Oubre.
know if I like him for like now with these aprons existing. He's making like close to $8 million, which when he first signed it was nothing, but now $8 million is a lot. When you think about when you have three
Yeah, but
max
it's one
contracts.
more year, right?
Yeah, it's one more year. Yeah, but I would think about trading him just to see what's out there.
I'd wait. To me, I'd wait till the deadline. You want to trade him at the deadline, so be it.
The only thing I'm scared with him is that he might screw his value this year. If he has another year like last year, because he's one of the guys that actually did play and looked really bad, just plainly looked awful.
Because he's not a star, I feel like he was so ball
Well, he's not a
dominant
star,
last
but
year.
he can't shoot a lick. Like, let's be honest, he can't
Yeah,
shoot
but
a lick. I wouldn't mind him still being on the team, but
I feel like
he's
wouldn't
he's
care
a
for a
pretty good
trade.
second unit type guy, right? With like him and he's running.
Well, let's
next to
map it out. If
DJ
they're going to start Maxey, looks like they're probably going to start Grimes.
Uh-huh.
They're going to start Paul George,
Embiid, and
Yabu.
Kelly might. Yabu's
be
gone.
starting.
So
You're set on that?
Kelly
I don't
might-
think Yabu's gone.
I think he's gone. They don't
I
have the
hope
money
not.
for him. They can't afford him. They really can't. That's another reason why they probably should trade Kelly Oubre. They have any chance.
I'll agree with you on that. I'm keeping Yabu over Oubre.
Yeah, absolutely. If we gotta trade him for like whatever to free up money for Yabu, I'm down for that. Absolutely.
You need the 4. We don't really have a 4. You got to keep Yabu. Like I can't.
don't see him
I know
staying.
I know the positionless basketball thing, and you're right to an extent, but like just matchup wise, like I can't stand.
No, I
Paul
hear what you're
George,
saying. I would love Yabu to come back.
When Paul George is the 4, I can't stand it. Like it's like he's not guarding Siakam. He's not guarding Bobby Portis. Like he's not guarding anybody. Like who is he guarding at the 4 position? Like I don't like George at the 4 at all. I think he's a 3. He ain't guarding Giannis. He ain't guarding Portis. He ain't guarding Siakam. I'm just naming people, but he's not guarding them.
That's definitely true. I would love Yabu back. I just don't see how it's possible because I saw that the Spurs want him. They have a ton of money, and we are not really allowed to offer him any more than like $4 or $5 million a year.
Jesus,
and they can go well over that. So and plus he's boys with Wemby. I don't know. I'd be shocked if he ended up coming back.
I hope he does.
Some guy, the Centel, they're the best. It's like Ace Bailey has informed his agent of his decision to retire from the NBA. Great.
That's great.
Wait, if you did that, would you still get your bonus that you get for getting drafted 5th?
I have no idea.
No, I feel like you have to sign your contract.
Len Bias technically did that when he died, but
Dude, Greg is crazy. Malika, it looks great tonight.
I don't think that's what he was saying.
Yeah, and KP looks like a bag of shit. This guy. Christ.
Yeah.
Poor Jason Richardson. Still stuck up. I know it's not actually Jason Richardson, but
he's just really small. That's the only thing.
I just can't see that name.
If he was 3 inches taller, he'd probably be a top 10 pick.
I wish they just did this whole thing in one night. Like, what do we got to wait till tomorrow for?
They changed it last year for Bronny, and they probably made money off of it because diehards like myself will watch it no matter what.
Announced tomorrow? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I will not be tuning into that.
35 is a bit. I'm telling you, 35 will definitely play and
Yeah, I'm tuning in until
potentially.
then.
So it's
Yeah,
yeah,
man, that
wait
makes
the
sense.
third pick in the second round. Well, I don't even know if I'll be home. I think
You gotta
I'm
wait.
And the
Fourth
clock's also a lot shorter. I think it's like a 2-minute or 3-minute clock in the second round.
Yeah, like that.
I think it's 2 minutes, 2:30 or something like that.
Like how is this taking so goddamn long? It is
Because they give them.
It's 10:44 and it's the 22nd pick.
Especially when the first two picks were known, right? Like should have been like 3 pick, let's go.
Greg, Malika looks great tonight.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Oh man.
She might look great, and then she opens her mouth, and it's terrible.
Well, listen, somebody invented a mute button, and I use it for Kate Scott all the time.
They definitely did invent the mute button, that's for sure.
She's the reason why. Oh, if you want a fun watch, just get a little volume up right now on Phillies postgame. Ricky Bell and Michael Barkan are
going nuts.
They're going at it.
Yeah. Dog saw me when I went upstairs to go to the bathroom, so he was like, "Yeah." No, he wanted to go. Can't blame him though. He's good.
Damn, Drake Powell. That's high. I love the way the board's falling right now for us. Absolutely love it.
He was your 43rd
Yeah,
guy?
like I love the way the board's falling right now. This looks great.
It is though.
Like obviously Jace Richardson makes no sense on our team.
Yeah.
But I think every other guy in this tier makes somewhat sense. Nee Clifford is fits like an glove. Asa Newell is another guy I think fits. Shots questionable, but he's a forward that guards.
Yep.
And honestly, I feel like a fair player comp would be like what Yabu gave us last year. So I think that makes sense. McNeely just shoots the shit out of the ball, and I think was on a pretty bad UConn team. And I think when he plays around good talent is much better than he's given credit for.
Yeah,
Lemming's a local kid.
He was expected to do a lot of playmaking and creativity, right? You know what I mean? And that's not his game. I'm talking about McNeely. I have real questions about Rasheer Fleming. I watched a lot of St. Joe's games because I had a buddy on the team. I had Derek Simpson's one of my guys. So
Okay.
I have real issues with Rasheer Fleming. Through the A-10 tournament and through the end of the year, he disappeared when he was supposed to be like the guy, right? If you're talking about your
I mean, he's not going to be the guy.
Pick, no, but if you're talking about being a first-round pick from St. Joe's, you better flash against, you know what I mean, against whoever the hell they were playing. And he took a step back. He was almost timid to the point where he didn't want the basketball. So now 35, it's a completely different story, right? Like, you know, like you're talking about, right? The board falling to you and how pretty much any guys in your first round talent tier could be a fit. At 35, I probably wouldn't blink for Rasheer Fleming, but if I'm a team here in the late first, you better hope that you have a really good player development program for him. Now, his athleticism and his size is really, really good. It's just he just didn't play well when they needed him to.
I mean, it's bad news when he's got the ball in his hands. I feel like Larry Nance Jr. is the comp I had for him. Yeah, he gave us the Irish goodbye. I don't know.
See you, buckets.
I think Larry Nance Jr. is a pretty fair comp for him.
Shit,
just
right?
Crazy
I can't do
athlete.
Shit.
Glass cleaner.
Yeah,
I do have my clubs though. I do have my clubs. I just can't do it tomorrow morning. Shit. That'd be fun. Where are you going?
I don't know. I thought I'd ask. But like tomorrow, it's not going to be 100 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm busy all weekend. So I got a PG tournament in Newark. I got a coach.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Off topic, but who you like it? I don't know, James. To be honest with you, I haven't been really looking into the NHL yet. As I say that, I'm going to probably be jumping on with the boys after dinner. because I know we have a couple first-round picks. I don't want – here's what I say, though, James. I don't want trading for Zegras to affect 6, right? 6, you still take best player available, even if it is a center. And I hope they do, right? I hope they still go center if that's who they want and that's the best player. If you want to adjust and change your later picks because you have triggers because you just traded for Zegras, I'm good. I'm good. You adjusting there. Just you can't adjust at 6. You got to take the best player available, and I think they will. It'll be interesting. No, I love that. I love drafts, and I love the Flyers acting like they're going to be a player again. Yeah, Donnie.
We can hope.
It's stupid right now. It's hotter up here than it was in Florida. I left Florida, and I'm like, I want to go back.
Yeah, I mean, my mom was my parents live in Fort Lauderdale, and she's like, "Oh, it's nice down here. It rained a lot today, but it's like in the 80s." I'm like,
"That's the difference. That's the difference, right? In Florida right now, you get that daily rain that cools you off for a little bit. Up here, it's just hotter than a nutsack."
Yeah,
you're on an island.
It rained a little bit, like as I was coming out of work, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's like 80 degrees. It's still spinning. It's still so good." I was inside. It was 100 degrees all day.
You're really doing a commercial with Jake from State Farm showing off his red suit. What the hell is wrong with us?
Should be good there.
Jesus. So they're just putting up the Hawks trade. Number 23, unprotected 26. What is the Pelicans
so
doing?
This guy's
I don't know.
Pelicans hat, right? Which is fucking stupid.
And that Pelicans pick is like a swap with the Bucks. So that pick
suck.
Yeah, like that could be a ridiculous pick. Yeah.
And the Bucks are gonna suck. I gotta adjust that. Will Riley got picked, right? Will Riley got picked.
Yeah. I saw that the Hawks are like they wanted Asanuo too, so I feel like they might. It wouldn't shock me if he goes right here.
Oh, for them in the pick here.
Yeah, that would be crazy. They trade all the way back and still get him. I did not think he would be here this late. I mean, I had him at 17, but most people had him like in the lottery, which is crazy. Yeah.
Danny had done more for the Flyers in 2 years than Morey done. Yeah. Neither of them have won, though, so they both got that going for them. Swoopy says Flyers are too fucking inconsistent, or the Phillies have 2 good weeks, 2 bad weeks. I mean, yeah. We still got to go. This is only the start of the week. Still got 4 more games. They can turn around and win 4 in a row and be 4-2 in the week, and we're not even talking about it, right?
Yeah.
No, but the Phillies do this shit where they just disappear for like a couple days and they'll come back out and just roll off like 7 straight wins.
Good call, Luke. Sandul.
Oh, they picked it. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Looks exactly the same. Look at his hair in the baby picture versus now. That's funny.
I still like a lot of guys. 35. How many? What pick are we at? 24. So we got 11 picks left.
Yeah, 24.
OKC's picking again, guys. Don't worry. They won a title. Already had 1 pick in the first round. Here comes another one. Fucking sick.
McNeely is like, it's crazy because he's like he's 6'7", but he's real thin.
Yeah.
So I don't like defensively it would be a problem on our team, but dude, 35 if he's there, that's way too late for him to be there. I feel like you got to pull the trigger.
Yeah, Danny's still there. The round 2's not today, right? I might have missed that.
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Just round 2 though, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there's only 2 rounds in the NBA draft.
They did it they started it last year because of Bronny. So they got all that like attention, and they were like, "Wow, we made a ton of money off of this. Let's do it again."
Yep, unscripted. You're absolutely right. There's plenty of teams that are inconsistent. Yeah, I mean, Phillies, despite all this, still have the top 2 or 3 record in the NL.
They're the second best team in the National League. And it's like a half a game or some shit.
Yeah.
I mean, Timpo, I'll go against you on that one. I'll go against you on his last comment. Leave it to Daryl Morey to draft a like I agree with you. He's probably a high level role player, but that is not a Daryl Morey like thing to do at all. Like that is totally not what Daryl Morey does. Daryl Morey believes in team building strictly in just how many stars can you get in the team at once. So the fact that he actually did this, I thought it was a smokescreen the whole time deep down, just because I know how he likes to build teams. This is kind of surprising to me.
All right,
let's
the Dodgers are 2 games up on the Phillies. The Phillies are tied with the Cubs, and the Mets are a half game back of us.
Yeah, and the Mets are in a free fall. So
they won tonight though.
Did they?
Yeah,
they're facing the Braves, right?
I think so.
And then we go to Atlanta after this, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah, I think so.
McNeely on the Thunder makes way too much sense.
Stop talking in existence, Luke.
I hate to say it. It makes way too much sense. They don't need him to play defense. He can just shoot. It doesn't even matter.
This is true.
It's so unfair that they get to do this. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah. They were paraded on Tuesday the parade was yesterday?
Yeah, there was like 40 people there.
Yeah, exactly. That's about as many people to watch the finals.
Nah, in the arena though, their fan base is top notch.
Yeah, no.
They have one of the better environments in the league.
Yeah, are you watching ESPN? This is ridiculous. Yeah. Derek Queen, McNeely, Newell, Flagg, and the guy they don't show is a guy probably getting drafted later on tomorrow is Nebhard, the other Nebhard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton of confidence in him being a great, like his brother.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but drafted, right? All from the same high school, all from the same area. Well, no, they're not. I mean, Mount Verde's a prep school, so it's not.
Yeah,
all from the same area. I wondered if Liam was going to go back because of how bad a year it was for UConn. I wonder if he was going to be one of those guys that goes back and tries to like help rebuild that.
I thought he was the punching bag of that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like they just didn't have a lot of talent, and he was by far the best guy on the team, highest recruit, and he did a lot of things he was not comfortable doing. I don't know. I think he got a bad rep. I'm not saying he should be a lottery pick, but 25 is kind of low.
Ryan, OKC has a million picks the next 10 years. That's why they're set up for a long time. It's early in the process. But when they win it all, so many more.
Oh, they just traded this pick. The Kings.
To the Kings.
I wonder what they got for that.
There's your guy.
Oh my God, man! Shit, they're starting to fly off the board right now.
What a suit jacket! That's sweet looking. And oh my God,
damn. You cut out there for a second.
Oh, I'm saying the suit jacket. He's rocking the suit jacket, going to the Kings.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's cool.
That's a money pool right there.
Yeah, that is a money shot. If only he was wearing the hat, it would actually match. I wonder. I'm trying to figure out who they got for this. See, because if they traded a few seconds or something, and I'm the Sixers at 35, I don't think Sacramento had another. I don't think they had another pick. I could be wrong in the first round. I don't know. Maybe they did.
Neek's father named him after Dominique Wilkins. That's a good guy to name him after.
Yeah. Last time I checked, he was pretty good at basketball.
He's pretty good.
Damn, Jace Richardson just sliding.
I don't think he drafted scared, Timbo. I don't think he drafted scared at all. I think he took who he thought was going to be the best player.
If anything, he went out on a limb. I don't think he drafted scared at all.
I think he could have gone a lot safer by picking guys that could score the basketball.
Yeah,
I think the safe pick probably would have been Khan. But again, I really like Khan. I think he's gonna be really good. But like that's it.
Yeah, he's gonna have a long career.
Yeah. He's gonna be. He might be the longest tenured guy here. He'll still be coming off the bench.
Me and Don are going at it tonight.
It's Luke versus Chat tonight. Yeah.
I don't know what beef me and Don have though. I feel like he's just starting shit for no reason. But I'm with it though. I can argue with you, Don.
Yeah, I mean, Ainge did say fuck it, but Ainge is also sitting at 7, not 3. Right? The price tag of that is a lot different too, though, Tempo. Right? I mean, there's a price tag of 3 versus a price tag of 7.
It was 5.
Or 6 or 5 or whatever it was.
Yeah. But regardless, it's Utah. Nobody gives a shit about Utah.
No one gives a shit.
They're not winning anything.
He could go there and chuck up 1,000,000 shots.
Yeah, they had the worst record in the league last year. They don't have there's literally nothing for them to lose.
I'm scared of Fleming.
I'm not trading up for Fleming. I'm taking him if he's at 35, but I'm not giving up assets for him right now.
I watched too much Fleming to understand that I'm not trading up for him. I understand people like his athleticism. I get you there. He's got an NBA body for sure. I'm just not there.
I would really look at I think Jace might go right. Orlando, yeah. They need a scoring guard. I could see that.
They just got rid of Cole Anthony.
Yeah, I could see them picking him here.
Morey should have lost his job. Yeah, I mean, we're fine. I'm not saying I'm a Morey guy, but he's not going anywhere. Category 4 is bricked up.
Good for you, bud.
Not sure why. No, he was talking about Liam.
Oh, what? You want him to be a Piston?
Someone get this man some Diddy oil. Yeah, it seems like it.
Don, I'm curious your thoughts too, because I love Cade Cunningham more than anybody. I was his biggest supporter even in college at Oklahoma State. Love me some Cade Cunningham. But where are they really going in the future? Because they're paying Tobias Harris $30 million next year. And Malik Beasley was a really productive player for them, but it feels like the surrounding cast they have around him are older guys, and I don't really feel like they have an abundance of draft picks either. So it's good to know that Cade is the guy because he's definitely the guy, but I don't really know what else is there around. Jalen Duren's great, loved him out of college. He's great, Philly area guy.
Ivy's coming back, right? Ivy's coming back from injury.
Yeah, he is, but he didn't. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of promise with him either. I was high to him in college too.
Yeah.
I just can't.
They do get off the Tobias contract this year, but just when I'm looking at it from a Sixers standpoint, now we're kind of deep enough into the offseason where stuff that's going to happen is at least heating up, where you can see it coming a little bit. I don't know. I feel like even if just Embiid is out forever, I feel like we should have a better regular season record than the Pistons from a talent perspective. I just feel like we have more talent than they do. And Cade is the truth. I'm not denying that. He is the man.
Another cockbrenner.
If they did it, I'd be happy because I don't think it's a reach, but I don't love it.
It's definitely not a reach.
So
right?
slow.
Not a reach.
No, not a reach. Not a reach.
You hit it dead on the net.
Holy shit, dude! I'm 2 for 2 right now.
Like I said before, that Cockbrenner Sixers jersey will go nuts on the Wildwood Boardwalk. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, definitely not a Cockbrenner is not a reach, but he's just so slow. I don't know if.
Speaking of the Wildwood Boardwalk, did you see Jason Kelsey rip off his?
Yeah, I did.
Into a bikini mankini.
Yeah, awesome. See how skinny he looks?
He does. He looks
skinny, man.
Him and Bo doing yoga on the beach.
Yeah,
I love the legend of Bo Allen, what he's turned into.
I love him, dude. He was only here for 3 years.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I love the legend that he's turned into.
Yeah. Well, him being on like the
I
Chris
hear
Long
you. I
podcast.
hear you there, Don. I hear you there. I wouldn't be worried about him either. I hear you.
So Timpo says a little earlier, Ace will end up being way better player than VJ. He is all athleticism with a game that won't translate unless he develops a shot or any offensive game besides transition. Well, then he's in the right spot, Timpo, right? Because the Sixers have a great developmental team, right? Between Rico Hines and Nick Nurse, they know how to develop guys. We saw it with Maxey. We saw it with McKean. We saw it with Grimes, right? We're seeing it all over the board with the Sixers group. So he's in the right spot. I was an Ace guy all the way up until, and I even thought today they were taking Ace just because I thought they were going to call everybody's bluff, right? But if you can't sit there and see all the red flags that have come out just in the way he's acting alone, then I don't know what else that we could do, right? You can not worry about the Rutgers stuff all you want, right? You can say it was just a bad situation, right? Whatever it is. Any excuse you would have given for being on a Rutgers team that won 15 games, right? You could throw that out the door. What he's done in the last week and the way he's handled himself this last week to 4 days, if that doesn't give you enough red flags to pass on a guy, I don't know what else can do. He's done it all to himself. He's done it all to himself.
Yeah, and it's not even just like any teams passing up on him. It's us. And I'm telling you, when there's any team in the entire NBA who cannot afford to take on a personality like that, it's us. Because we're battle tested like that, and we've lost that battle way too many times. So I'm not doing that again. Plus, the other aspect of this is he's going to average a lot more points probably than VJ Edgecombe in his career.
Sure.
So when he says Ace will be a way better player than VJ, this is where I want to be very clear. I think it's very likely that Ace in his career in Utah is going to average 18 plus points a night. That to me does not make him a more productive and would be a better pick than VJ. That goes back to my Brandon Ingram thing. If you put Brandon Ingram on his own team, he's going to average 20 points a night. If you put Brandon Ingram on the Sixers right now, what is he giving you? What does he offer? I don't know. I don't know how he fits the whole thing. So I just think it's funny because I think in 3 years from now, Ace will average like 16 to 18 points on that team. And you're going to hear people be like, oh my God, we should have picked him. Yeah. Well, one, he wouldn't be averaging 18 to 20 points on our team. And two, are those 18 to 20 points actually that valuable on a really bad team? That's where I say no.
Yeah, him going off for 25, against the Trailblazers on a random Tuesday when you're 11-47, probably not going to hit as hard.
I think a realistic stat line for VJ in year one's really hard because you don't really know how much he's even going to play. But I think maybe like 14, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. And that's a very productive, well-rounded player and a guy who has all defensive first team potential. And forget potential. I think he's going to walk into the league and be a great defender.
And we talked about this leading into it, regardless of who we drafted, right? We didn't necessarily need him to step in day one and drop 20 for us, right? Because if all our guys are healthy, he's coming off the bench anyway. It didn't matter who it was. Whether it was Ace, whether it was Trey, whether it was – the only two guys that come in right away and start are Cooper and Dillon, right? There's the only two guys that come in and step in before day one. Everybody else is coming off the bench if we're healthy. And if we listen to Daryl Morey, it sounds like we're going to be healthy to at least start the year. So all of these guys, whoever we picked, was going to be in a really good spot. It's just Ace decided to go all 18-year-old teenage girl and just wanted to call his shot, right?
I'm good.
Unscripted, they did need a guard. They just traded Cole Anthony. So they definitely needed some
guys. They need a lot of depth, and I think he's a great – they need scoring guards too. Like Jalen Suggs isn't scoring. Yeah. Bang. Me and Don agree.
Would you say Angel Reese or Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons.
I mean, we know who you would pick. Yeah, I'm good, but
14 points per game as a rookie is expecting. Yeah, I don't think we're.
No,
don't
Timpo.
really
I'm
think
not
so.
saying that he's not averaging 14 as a rookie. I'm almost going to go out on a limb and say there's no chance that he averages 14. I don't think there's any chance he averages 14 as a rookie.
I don't think he gets
I think
10.
he's gonna. Yeah, I agree. I think he's gonna average under 10.
Like 8, 9.
I'm saying like in 2 years from now, when we're like, okay, it's VJ's time as a full-time 35-minute per night starter. I think he's that kind of guy. That's what I think. And I also think right out the gate, he's like a Cason Wallace, how he was for OKC, how he came off the bench, guarded the best player 94 feet, gave him hell, and was a shaky three-point shooter, but made him when they really counted. I think that's VJ Edgecombe, but VJ Edgecombe's way more athletic than Cason Wallace is.
KC, I do love you some Ben. I'll reunite. Reunited and it feels. Yeah, I'll take it.
I'm so good.
Nope.
I'll do it.
Nope. Hey, no.
Hey, Pumper says we need a power forward. We need a point power forward.
Point forward, Christ.
I'd rather bring back Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot than bring back
TLC.
Love me some TLC, man. No, dude, I am cursed for life. I was at Game 7 of the Hawks series on the baseline in the upper deck. I'm cursed for life. On that ride home, I was cursing up a storm, everything. I'll never forgive that fucking guy. Fuck him.
Ben Sarif goes to Brooklyn. They got back-to-back picks. I mean, I know they had like 7 in the first round. I love watching highlights. You just go,
Israel.
Yeah, I love watching highlights though, and you go, yeah, it's a walk. That's a walk. That's a walk.
Yeah.
That's a walk.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
yep.
Damn. Brooklyn's drafted 3 guards.
And 2 of them are overseas, so I don't even are they all coming over, right? You know what I mean?
Draft and stash, baby.
Well, technically 3 guards. Drake Bow's a wing, right? So
they have drafted 3 overseas guards. Nolan Traore. No, they got Nolan Traore too.
Yeah, that's
and
2.
Igor. Yeah, and Igor. And they just drafted Ben.
They show Igor from BYU, so
they have he's overseas. They have 3. They just drafted 3 overseas guards. That's wild.
We're gonna reunite with them. Donnie's hoping for that Donnie and Danny.
Don, what pick do you guys have?
I think you said 37.
Oh my God, 37? Let me tell you, if Danny's there at 35 and we don't pick him, I'll be pissed. So I don't see that happening, Don. I hate to tell you.
Did you have this?
I'll get him all fired up again.
You had him number 31.
Yeah.
Sarif. You had a 2025 Lonzo Ball. Does that mean he's not playing?
No, it just means
Lonzo. I'm sorry, Lonzo.
Yeah.
No, Lonzo. He didn't play, right? So what kind of comp is that, Luke?
Question the shot. But when Lonzo came out of the draft, he was way more athletic. So I feel like that's kind of where I'm going with that. Don. I'm sorry. I'm trying to help you out, dude. There's almost no chance he falls to 37. I'd be shocked. So I'm trying to temper your expectation a little bit. Yeah, see, they're calming him down. He knows. Come on,
we're rounding out the first round. Let's get back to the way we usually start shows. Let's get to our poll question. Our poll question is brought to you by Baggio's Bread. Located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, home of the best stuffed breads, tomatoes, pies, sandwiches, cutlet meatballs. Mention A2D Radio for 10% off your in-store purchase. Check out Baggio's Bread in Mount Laurel. I got to get up there while I'm up here. I got to get me some Baggio's. That stuff is amazing. Their stuffed breads are good stuff. All right, poll question. Luke. Who'd they take?
I told you wouldn't get it. I told you wouldn't take him, Don. So there you go.
Did Danny Wolf just go here to Brooklyn?
Yeah, he just went. Yeah.
See you, Donnie.
Yeah. Fleming at 35 seems like a possibility.
Like you said, I can live with it at 35.
McNeely makes no sense. I'm sorry. I get it. It's not a great fit, and defensively, we might be the worst defensive team of all time. 35, he does not belong there. We got to pick him up.
Trade up to Phoenix.
Somehow that happens.
What would a trade to Phoenix look like for 29?
You would probably at least 2 second-round picks, at least.
Done.
Yeah.
At least.
Can we give him Paul George and 2 seconds?
I really love Kobe. I love Kobe, though. I love Kobe Bryant a lot.
I think,
and Tyrese Proctor. Tyrese Proctor's a guy where we were live during the NFL draft, and I'm like, why is Jack Sawyer following? Like, great player on a good team.
He's
Similar
Jack
thing.
Sawyer. He's your Jack Sawyer.
I don't there's no way he gets drafted in the first round. No way. Probably won't even get drafted in the first half of the second round. But I'm in love with the guy. Great defender, can shoot, but he's a guard and makes no sense.
I still can't believe this alien's the commissioner of the NBA.
Dude, don't get me started on fucking Gabe Silver.
This dude is the absolute worst, and he's an alien.
Yeah,
he's not even a human. He's a bot. Oh, look at Danny Wolf. No tie.
Oh my God, dude! Boston's gonna pick McNeely, aren't they?
It's match made in heaven. It's a match made in
heaven. They pick whoever I want all the time. So
it's a match made in heaven.
It's gonna happen. Whoever the
now Don wants our guy. Come on, Don.
But where I was going with this real quick is you trade up for McNeely, just hypothetically, right? And then you come out of the draft with VJ and McNeely, right? So you get this dog, right? This role player, and then you get the shooter that you were looking for in the Ace, in the VJ, in the Trey, in the Con later on in the draft.
I don't know. I find it hard to believe he'll fall to the second round. One of these teams are gonna pick him. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. The Hornets might get him with the pick they just traded for Mark Williams. They might get Khan and McNeely.
Now he's trolling you, Colby Bray.
Wants all my guys.
Houston in the final. They traded Jalen Green.
Yeah, they traded him. Jalen Green. Yeah.
Reynald at 35. Who's that? Is that a European
Not a
guy?
big fan.
Oh, Maxime Reynald.
He's a center. I mean, he's really skilled, crazy high upside.
22. It's old.
High upside. I don't know. I the more that originally when I was looking at it from a vacuum before the draft. Yeah. When we were looking at it from just a big board standpoint and how it might fall, I thought we were definitely going to pick one of these centers. But the way the draft's fallen at 35, I think there's a lot of intriguing wing guys that I feel like you have to pick. And there's definitely all these centers have extremely high upsides and are project picks. But some of these guys I just feel like can play right now on the wing. And I think you can't pass that up.
So let's get to our poll question for the night. You agree with the Sixers selection in the first round of the NBA draft? Agree or disagree? Let us know, chat. I know we're usually start the show off with this, but with a draft, we decided to stick it into the second half and stick it here right at the end of the first round. I'll jump off and I'll disagree. I like VJ, right? But I said it right there at the pick. I didn't necessarily like it. I can buy into it. I can learn to like it, but in the moment, I wasn't a fan. It is safe though, right? As we talked to all things, we know what we're getting from him. There's potentially some upside there, especially offensively. But no, I disagree. I would have went Trey. I would have went Khan at that point, right? I would have, if I'm reaching for someone, I'm reaching for someone that can score the basketball. And that's. Or I just call everybody's bluff and take Ace, right? That's the way I would have done it. Just call a bluff. You want him, now you got to trade with me, right? Washington, you want him? Cool. Come talk to me now that I have him, right? Call everybody's bluff and just say, he's mine right now. My phone's going to ring, right? So, oh my God, is his brother crying?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't want to make too much fun of it because I don't know the backstory of what they're talking about, but that was not a good cry on national TV. So I disagree. I don't necessarily hate the pick. I just don't agree with it.
I disagree. I disagree too. That being said, I'm very excited about the mentality this kid's going to bring. I'm very excited about the person we're bringing in here, and I'm very excited about the project that he is. And I'm very excited about that. I know for a fact that this guy will just do whatever it takes to win basketball games.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been clamoring for that forever. So I'm excited to get like a young guy in here who has that mentality.
Yep.
But that being said, I love Trey Johnson. I love him. And even with the whole Ace stuff, I would have picked VJ over Ace. I want to be very clear with that, just given everything that happened. But I would have went with Trey just because I think he has the star upside. And the fit with Trey sucks. It's not great. But
well, Timbo, one of those guys is going. Hugo just went to
all right, come on. We're holding out. We're almost there. Come on, McNeely. Fall.
Dickinson sucks. He might go back to another year of college.
Dude, he's not going to the NBA. There's no way he's going to the NBA. He'll be in the G League his whole career.
Yeah, KC Dalen was in that trade.
I'm gonna flip on myself. I'm gonna say that I agree with the pick at this point. I wanted Khan going into the draft. I wanted Khan. You know, I liked the tape of, I like Trey's tape. I like Khan's tape a lot. I like VJ's tape because I was really just anybody but Ace coming in tonight. I really didn't care because I just didn't want that guy. I didn't want him, right? So the fact that we took the guy who's the exact opposite of Ace Bailey, I'm all for it, right? I'm all for it at this point. So, he can be that guy. He's going to run up and down the floor. He's going to play really good defense. He's going to dive for those loose balls. He's going to be that, that spark plug that you can have off the bench. Maybe he's not going to be able to drop 20 points a night or shoot 6 threes in a row, right? But realistically, with the talent that we have around him, we don't need him to do that. Again, assuming everybody's healthy. So hopefully what he's able to do is just be able to continue to bring that same energy he had at Baylor. And then ultimately over the next few years, grow into a guy who can, step into the starting lineup in a couple years and give you, maybe 20 points a night. But right now we don't really need him to do that. Right now we need him to fill a void that we really haven't had the last couple of years of good guard play off the bench. So when somebody like Maxey goes and sits down for 20 minutes or like 10 minutes a night, we need somebody to come on in and bring that energy and be able to run up and down the floor and, make things happen. So do I think he's the best player you could have taken at 3? No. Do I like the pick and what he can possibly bring and what he can grow into? Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I hear you there. And I think, James, that's perfect, right? I disagree, but I'm not disappointed. Yeah, I think that's a perfect sentiment,
The cool part about what's coming out in these press conferences that Daryl's talking about, that honestly is not just like bulletin, like it's not just stuff he's throwing out there that I think is actually meaningful. Everyone that you talk to, whether it was in the Sixers right now that they've picked him or like scouts and everyone, they just go on and on about how hard of a worker he is and how great of a guy he is. He's willing to do whatever it takes to win. And again, at 3, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, well, let's just pick the role player. I get it. I've been dying to get someone in here who's not this flashy star, who has all this attention, because that's what this process era feels like.
Sure.
Like, get the guy with the most talent, and it never works out because they feel they're too big for the moment. They're too big for the team. They're too big for the city. This guy is going to fit into whatever role it is. And Daryl's just gone on and on and on about, like, how great of a human being he is, how hard he's going to work. He's going to fit in like a glove. And I like the idea of getting 3 guys who are all around the same age and just want to be here, want to win, and want to do it together. To me is just exciting. And I feel like that part of it, we can definitely hang our hat on.
Yeah, and I think that part of it too, Luke, right? It allows you to like fall in love with this guy a little bit more. Right, overlook his flaws a little bit, right? Because he's going to grind. But that, like we've seen with Maxey, like we've seen with McKean, like we talked about throughout the show, right? You're going to have a guy that's going to work to get better. It's not like a guy's coming in here going, I know who I am, so I'm not changing. No. I know who I am, so I got to change, right? I got to get better to make sure I stay in the league, right? And I think Timpo kind of right here. He said VJ will be a good player, borderline bust proof. I just need a guy with more upside at 3. And I would agree with you there, but I think we found out that that guy wasn't in the draft really at 3, right? All these guys that we were talking about at 3 all had a flaw somewhere, right? Whether you talk about Ace and obviously all the red flags, Trey doesn't play defense, right? Who knows? Khan was overshadowed by Cooper, right? So what is Khan's real game, right? Being second fiddle to Cooper the whole time. So you look at all these guys that we were looking for, and there was always 1 knock or 2 knocks. So it's you take the guy that you think you can fit better with, and the Sixers obviously thought that was VJ.
And the Sixers, honestly, they've kind of catered to this style more than ever. You joke about it, but literally the only draft picks that have worked out here, outside of Joel Embiid, who's like a generational talent that will never walk through the door ever again.
Yeah.
The only other draft picks throughout these 10 years of this process era that have worked here are guys who want to work hard.
Yeah.
Markelle Fultz didn't want to do it. Ben Simmons didn't want to do it. Jahlil Okafor was literally just like, this is how I'm going to play. I don't give a shit what the NBA is now. This is how I play. And you have and even the stars you brought in, like James Harden and all this, like, I'm the system. I'm the guy. I'm the team. I'm not going to cater. You're going to cater to me. I'm not going to cater to you, right? I'm not going to change my game and how I play. I feel like getting guys in here that are willing to do that and also so young is a skill.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that's worked here. That is legitimately the only thing that's worked throughout this drafting process. Has been getting guys that are willing to work.
Yeah, James took a good point. When you build a team of good players with high character,
I was just going there. That's exactly.
Normally works out. Eagles showed that. Absolutely, James. Yeah.
And people love to bring up like what Howie would do.
Yeah.
People love to bring up what Howie would do. I don't know if Howie would have picked VJ. I think he would have picked either VJ or Trey, because I think what Howie likes to do is be like, okay, you're great at this, but how hard are you willing to work? Let me tell you, Howie would not have gone for this ace shit. He wouldn't have put up with that for 2 seconds.
Not a way.
And going in conference. Son of a bitch. He's
Charlotte
going in conference.
Charlotte got McNeely and Khan. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
To go next to dude, that none of those guys can play defense. LaMelo.
I had very little faith he'd be there. I had very little faith he would be there.
Timpo said I can shoot the lights out my rec league.
All right, Kobe Brea. Let's get it done.
All right, so we had 2 disagrees that agree. Liam McNeely next off the board. Fleming, Proctor left in your first round talent tier. Are these the last 2 picks? Clippers in Minnesota?
No, there's one more.
32. Yeah, 32.
Yeah. Wait.
No, isn't there 32?
No, there's 30. There's 30. Yeah, there's 30. Yeah, one more. All right, so one of Fleming and Kobe will be there in the next round. I think Kobe is a perfect fit. Fits like a glove.
So he's going to go 34.
One last look at the big board. Fleming, Proctor are your top available right now. You graded.
I mean, Proctor doesn't make any sense for us. We're not going to pick Proctor.
Right.
So I don't see it. Yeah.
I mean, we could. Might as well.
We could, but I don't see that happening.
It's the Sixers. Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Chaz
Lanier, too. Great shooter. A little smaller.
As we dive in here, we still have over 200 people watching all over platforms. Hit that like, hit that subscribe as we close out the show here. If you're on X, throw me a retweet. Do us a favor. Let's have fun with the algorithm right before we get out of here. Appreciate all you guys chiming in. Make your voices heard. If you're in the chat, throw us a comment. We'll read it. We'll talk to you. Yeah, Chaz Lanier.
They're dubbing him. They're dubbing him VJ7. That's his name. Nickname.
VJ7.
VJ7.
I don't like it.
Number, I guess.
Number he's gonna wear.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't know if we've ever had a 7.
We have Mo
7.
Bamba.
Ugh.
I was just thinking about who was the last 7.
We've never had a 7.
yeah. I'm trying to think before that. Who were 7 before
James
that?
says Howie would have traded back to 5 and still somehow have Harper magically fall for him.
Yeah,
I said I
probably.
can't believe Morey signed PJ Tucker, Daniel House, Dwayne Dedmon all one off season, didn't lose his job. Yeah, I mean, Casey, we can go on about that.
No,
Yeah.
it was worse than
Solid.
Dwayne. It was worse than that.
I was just thinking the same thing, dude.
Solid, Dad.
Thinking the same thing.
Whoa, hello.
Solid talent for sure.
I was just thinking the same thing. Heck yeah.
Yes, that's Liam's mom. Timpo wants Fleming or Reynaldo 35.
Oh yeah, duh, Kyle Lowry. Thank you, Timpo.
Oh yeah.
Little brain gap there.
Yep.
I don't know how. Yeah, whoops.
Some tells me Kyle Lowry's
Yeah.
not good on number 7.
All 4 of them went in the first round. That's crazy. From the 2023-2024 Mount Verde team. That's insane.
Yeah, they went undefeated.
Yeah.
And no shit, but yeah.
We did miss a Tommy rant, that's for sure, about Ace. Yep. He would have went nuts. He definitely would have went nuts, for sure, KZ. Where's mom? Dude's still crying in interviews. I don't know. I probably would. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man, you know how much money he just made? Good
For sure. For sure. But you're going to Charlotte to play next to LaMelo.
That's fine.
Greg, you can't make this up, dude. You cannot make this up.
Lowry on the Sixers and say it is. Did they get picked? Who got the Clippers take Kobe?
Twitter just ruined it for me again.
Oh, son of a bitch.
No, they didn't take Kobe. It's not Kobe.
Fleming?
Nah, Needlehauser.
They took your boy?
They took Needlehauser.
Gardenhauser?
Gardenhauser? Rowan Gardner, get in there.
I can't believe he's a first-round pick. I mean, I get why he's a first-round pick, but I can't really believe it.
They wanted that extra year. They wanted that controllable year.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so we're going to have Fleming, Kobe Brea.
Oh, sorry.
Chaz Lanier. He's going to be there. I like Cam Jones is interesting. I don't really know if he fits us very well at all.
I like the Shake Milton. Love me some Shake Milton.
I only say he's Shake Milton because Shake Milton like absolutely needs the ball in his hand, and I feel like it's kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cam Jones, he's not nearly the shooter that Shake Milton was, but Cam Jones needs the ball in his hand. So I don't really know how that's going to work here.
I was at game 2 of that Hawks series that we talked about earlier.
Oh my God, that was
Shake
awesome.
Milton game. Oh my Lord, that was phenomenal.
Yeah. Don, of course, wants Kobe or he wants the kid from Stanford. What's that? Is that Chaz Lanier?
No, Chaz Lanier's from Tennessee. I'm not sure
who
he's talking about.
Who are you talking about?
I mean, I like Chaz Lanier. Chaz Lanier is a little small, but he plays he's like a wing guy, shoots the shit out of the ball.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
But I think Kobe Brea is just a better shooter and defender.
Give him 8 till PG pick it. Yeah, right. Or he just waits till PG leaves, then changes the 8. Paterka to Utah with the Sabre. Oh, yeah. He's talking hockey. Sorry, James. Didn't realize you were talking hockey. I think I don't mind the Mammoth. I think they missed out, though. You could have been the Utah Yetis. I think the Utah Yetis is a better name.
Yeah, then you could have named the place the Yeti Cooler and just
the Yeti Cooler. Yeah.
Yeah, then just free advertising, free Yeti.
Maxine Raymond's the guy from Stanford. That's
high upside.
That's a sounds like a Stanford name.
I don't really think of him from Stanford because he's
a very
not
smart name. Stanford, very smart. So
I do
high
always
upside,
find it funny
but I don't know
when like Stanford or Northwestern and some of these traditionally really smart schools are really good at any sport. I find it more enjoyable.
Well, I mean, like the one,
you know how they're hard to get into.
Yeah, like when Andrew Luck got drafted out of Stanford. That dude's literally a rocket scientist.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Well, Penn State got a first rounder. Yeah, figure that one out. Helps when you're 7 foot.
Okay, another guy coming out of the stands. Good for him.
I can't. Wow, he's there.
Yeah, imagine sitting here in Brooklyn for the draft. Like, unless I'm a lottery pick, I'm not going to the draft.
Yeah.
Like, I'll watch from home. I'm not going to the draft. There's no way.
You get your moment, though. Right? He gets this moment, though. That's it. That's pretty crazy.
Again, like, that's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong.
Dude, you got to grab the hat. Dude, you got to grab the hat.
Character.
You've been watching dudes walk up on stage all day, and you forgot the hat?
I can't believe he's a first round pick out of Penn State. When's the last time that happened? Lamar Stevens, was he a first round pick? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Wow.
I think we're gonna get Fleming. It's a very Daryl Morey like pick. Every year in the second round, I know he just did this in the first round, but he doesn't normally do it in the first round. He normally does it in the second round. He just drafts like the most athletic guy available and just hopes it turns out. That's normally what he does.
It's like the Raiders
Paul Reed,
the fastest guy ever in
Paul Reed, Adem Bona. He loves just drafting like athletes and hoping they work out.
And it's not, it's not a bad strategy.
No, it's not. Round. I don't know. I don't love Fleming. I like Fleming because he's a great athlete, but I just like Kobe way more.
Yeah, I want to go back to the what the Eagles do of just drafting guys from big programs. So obviously these dudes are big recruits. Yeah, give me the guy that went to Kentucky instead of the guy that went to St. Joe's.
Yeah. Morey asking ChatGPT right now who to draft.
Yeah, for sure.
Charles Bassey. Charles Bassey.
He's on the Spurs recently, I think, right?
Yeah, he's still there.
Is he? Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, unscripted. He could shoot, but I don't think he's tall enough. I don't think he's got the mobility enough to be
Ashworth?
Yeah.
From Creighton?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Bucks is like,
no.
I think he's like 25, got like 3 kids.
No, that was funny. You're just like, no, absolutely not. There's no way
I'm good, dude. That guy is a minion. He's a minion. And honestly, it's funny you say that. I have like this going bit with my boys at school. Every time I bet on Creighton, Ashworth plays like shit, and then when I bet against them, he has the game of his life. I hate Ashworth forever. So I'm sorry. I just had bias.
That's what I did with that's what I was doing with Tobias when he was here. I would always bet his first quarter points over and then his under for his game, and he would usually fuck me on that. Well, like he would get like 5 points, and then like I needed like 6 in the first quarter. He would stop at 5, and then he'd go for like 25 on like a random night where somebody wasn't like playing. And then like the one day where I did it the opposite, he scored like 10 points in the first quarter and then went under for the game. I was literally at the game. I was pissed.
Timbo, I agree with you. He's like, I think another guard is overkill, but Lanier can shoot. Lanier can be another Isaiah Joe and be a guy who can get hot on certain nights.
I agree. The fit is questionable. I like the prospect a lot, but I like Kobe a little bit more because he's a little bit bigger, has a lot more like potential defensively, and he can still stroke the shit out of the ball. Yeah. I like him.
$3 hours and 30 minutes for a first round.
That was
wow. Is this a record lengthwise for a stream?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think the NFL draft is probably long.
Yeah, I think we've gone like 4 or 5 once.
8. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
He is the first round pick in Penn State history, by the way.
There you go.
Wow, that's crazy.
What did James said? Imagine sitting at the table down below and a guy who played in China and Penn State player. Yeah. You're at a table thinking you're getting picked, and China and Penn State come out and stands. Yeah. Good call. Don, good show. Thanks, Donnie. We will not be back for round 2 tomorrow.
I will not be on tomorrow.
We will not be back. The hockey guys, Hockey Happy Hour, Eat Flyers Talk. They will be around Friday. I'll probably jump on at some point, maybe after dinner. And join the fellas. Love me some draft talk. Sixers got VJ Edgecombe. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Timpo, thank you, brother. Don, always. KZ, James, Unscripted Sports Show. You guys are awesome all over tonight. Let's see some others. Obviously, our boy Pump, Jacob Bloss. Thank you guys. Thank you all. Appreciate you. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our doc, Mickey Mueller, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy. You can find him on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Ryan Elizik, Luke Brown, Greg Malakvik. We'll see you next week. Thank you, guys.